College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by The Home Depot. Black Friday, regular season finale, Utah State and New Mexico. The Super Bowl champion, Robert Turbin. I'm Chris Lewis. We're joined by the third member of our crew, Mother Nature, is making the wind a factor up here in the booth.
It's pretty cold up here, yeah.
Really chilly. A little warmer down there on the field. So let's get into the matchup. Utah State, they have 5 wins coming in, so they're playing for bowl eligibility this afternoon.
Yeah, very important opportunity for Utah State to have an opportunity to play for a championship, and a bowl game really would become, sort of the standard for Utah State in recent years. They want to bounce back from a disappointing loss last week against Boise State. They'll come out firing today, wanting to get a win and get in bowl contention.
Well, Turbo, New Mexico, they have 4 wins. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's the most since 2016. So they're playing for a brighter future in the booth.
Yeah, we're catching the wind pretty good up here in the booth, Chris, but we're a couple of tough guys, so we'll be able to handle it throughout the 4 quarters of this football game.
Luke Drizwicki kicks off for New Mexico. It's a short one and a fair catch called at the 20-yard line. So 25 to begin for Utah State. It's time to take a look at the Papa John starting lineup. And a former standout at Wyoming, Levi Williams, third-string quarterback for Utah State. He's getting the start with the top 2 options dealing with injuries.
Yeah, he's a guy who's got a real strong arm, Chris, so he can get the ball down the field really nicely. We'll see how Coach Anderson decides to use him early in this game. Normally some quick routes to try to get him comfortable.
First play is a dart over the middle. Terrell Vaughn makes the catch. A gain of 13. That's a great way to begin for Levi Williams, finding Vaughn, his 76th catch of the season.
Yeah, perfect example right there. Quick fake to the running back. Boom, finds his target across the middle for a first down.
The tempo of Utah State is the foundation of their offense. A rumbling Williams. That's a gain of about 8 on first down. Derek Moore makes the tackle. As we take a look at the Papa John starting lineup, the Utah State offense, Terrell Vaughn already made an impact.
Yeah, we talked about Jalen Royals and Terrell Vaughn, a catch on that first down play. Look for him to make an impact in today's football game as well, Chris.
Booth plows forward and picks up the first down. The Utah State team second in the Mountain West in scoring, 33 points per game. Williams has time, flings it deep down the left side. Royals out there, can't bring it in. It's incomplete.
We're going to see Levi fake the toss there to the left, held there himself in the pocket, took a nice hit. A ball that could have been caught there by Royals, but this is the ability that Levi Williams has. He's got a strong arm, and he's going to be looking to take some shots in today's football game.
Second down, 10 to go. Screen for Royals. They get the ball in his hands in a number of ways. Derek Moore was the first one to tag him, and he's a couple of yards shy of the first down. New Mexico's defense, Dante Martin, one of the most accomplished players in the secondary.
Yeah, he's played the most games on the team, Lobos. This is his 50th game as a Lobo, and he's a shutdown corner for this defense for New Mexico, and let's see if Utah State tries to attack him at all today.
Early movement, there is a flag down. Williams guns the sidelines. Colby Bowman brings it in and has the first down. Of course, early movement, so we'll check the penalty.
Yeah, there's going to be an offsides penalty there on New Mexico.
So they'll decline the penalty, and Utah State, well-executed opening drive. Blake Anderson, he's the play caller. 2021 Mountain West champ. Excellent start for Williams, playing New Mexico for the 3rd time in his career. Lost twice as a member of the Cowboys. Booth sweeps outside, has the edge, and the first down. Ball out late on the deck at the 15. Looks like Utah State, the first one on top of it with Pule Alo. So Utah State keeps possession and gets the first down.
Booth is able to capture the edge right here. Just got to hold on to that football at the end of the play, but a nice run and a nice gain. Nice balance right now for Utah State, run and pass. Recognize Utah State, 87 and 83 in the game. You're going to see them run a lot of 12 personnel.
Previous play is under further review.
So they'll take a look at the knee of Booth, whether it was down, even though Utah State recovered it. Certainly a battle for field position.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down, Utah State.
Well, that didn't take long at all.
Expedited.
Pretty clear fumble right there as he tried to cut back inside. Got the ball knocked out of his hands, but
and word that they didn't actually need to review it. It was an accidental buzz down. Just making sure the mechanics are okay.
Yeah, something you don't see every day. But check this out, 83, Josh Thurzer, 87, Brock Lane in the game, 12 personnel. Not something you see often from Utah State.
So going heavy, and Booth utilizes it to plow forward and picks up a couple. Alec Marenko, one of the leaders of the New Mexico defense, makes the stop.
This is actually the first time all year, Chris, Utah State has been in this personnel with two tight ends. What they're trying to do is get some one-on-one matchups with their wideouts.
Booth swallowed up. Nowhere to go, and it'll be third down and long. Dimitri Johnson, the first one there with the help of Derek Moore.
Nice job by New Mexico's defense here. Back-to-back plays, stopping the run at the line of scrimmage. Now you see Utah State bring in another wide receiver, take one of the tight ends out, get back to 11 personnel. Look for one of these playmakers, Jalen Royals or Terrell Vaughn here on this third down.
Williams, plenty of time, rifles backside, it's caught, Jalen Royals. Touchdown, Utah State, and what an opening drive for Levi Williams.
Huge confidence booster right there for Levi Williams to be able to come out here on the first drive and throw a touchdown. He's going to fake the run there to the running back. Jalen Royals there runs a nice route on the outside in the end zone, finds himself wide open for a touchdown.
Spent 3 years, Williams, at Wyoming. This is second year at Utah State. Extra point, Elliot Nimrod goes through. And he knows the go-to guy, that's Jalen Royals. Utah State on the board in their opening drive.
Turning the ball over, I should say, against opportunistic Utah State defense.
He had 2 interceptions last week. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt had a huge game a week ago. Over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns against Fresno State. Starts off strong.
Well, this is the guy right here, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. They want to get him the ball all over the place on the field, and here it is again, an inside zone play to the left. Cuts it back, which he does really well, gets back to the right side of the offensive line, finds a crease, and is able to get downhill for a first down.
Krosky-Merritt comes in 43 yards shy of 1,000 on the season. They feed the beast. Krosky-Merritt gains 1. Devin Dye joining Keegan Sloan to make the tackle. New Mexico's offense, receiver Caleb Medford, he had a great game as well against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's the guy that's really come along in this offense and has really grown really since the early parts of the season, week 2, and he's a guy that you're going to be able to look for on third down in this football game today.
TCU transfer who's really developed as the year's gone on. Coaching staff raves about how he's really attacked practice over the last couple of months. Henry, the running back, catches it on the flat. He has nothing, makes a couple miss, and gains positive yards. And Drew Henry keeps it going. Henry maneuvers to the near side. This should have been a loss. Instead, Henry all the way. Touchdown, New Mexico. It should have been a 5-yard loss. Instead, it's a 64-yard score.
We talked to Coach Rodriguez about Andrew Henry and his ability when he has the football in his hands. And he says a great slasher, but he brings the juice. And you want to talk about bringing the juice? That play right there says it all about this guy and his personality and his ability to play football. What an incredible play to get New Mexico on the board for their first touchdown.
I mean, he was surrounded like a retail store on Black Friday in the morning and somehow maneuvered his way through the crowd to find what he was looking for. That's a touchdown. Drizwicki's extra point goes through. Andrew Henry, the junior from Dallas, how about this? Nobody could catch him. Nobody could find him. Nobody could grab him. That takes it all the way to the house. One of the plays of the year for New Mexico. We're tied at 7.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by The Home Depot. How doers get more done. By Ram Trucks, built to serve. And by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef?
Senior Day, last game of this season for New Mexico. And Turbo, I know you've seen a lot of football. I don't know, have you seen a smaller senior class honored before a game than 4?
I've never seen a smaller class on senior night than 4 guys. That's a pretty small amount right there.
Of course, Dylan Hopkins, who threw the swing pass, was one of the players that was honored, as well as Dante Martin. He's getting ready to take the field. He was defending this Utah State offense that was rolling on the first drive.
Well, they had a really nice mix of run and pass. You see Levi Williams there taking it himself on the quarterback keeper. Then they're able to find the edge with their running backs. Got to hold on to the football, though. But then this, boom, you get the run game going. Now you're able to do play action, fake the pass, and find your receivers down the field wide open. And right there went for a touchdown to Jalen Royals.
I mean, not many teams have a quarterback room as deep as Utah State, where the third stringer is a former MVP of a bowl game. Was the MVP of the 2021 Idaho Potato Bowl. That was his last game as a member of Wyoming.
Last start as well.
Hands it off, and Faison stood up. New Mexico got the big play offensively, now fired up defensively. Dimitri Johnson gets credit for the tackle. His 44th of the year.
Dimitri Johnson made an immediate impact on this football team from the spring, and it's been really good for them all season long.
Pedal to the metal. Williams down the sideline. Receiver out there through the hands of Vaughn, but a flag. Zach Morris, the most targeted cornerback in the Mountain West, was in coverage.
You're going to see him reach his right arm out there and grab the left arm.
Number 2, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, he reaches his right arm out there, Chris. He grabs the left arm of Terrell Vaughn, preventing him from being able to get his both hands involved in the catch. And good catch there by the referee to get that penalty.
This is a really interesting matchup with the receivers. Jalen Royals, Terrell Vaughn, they are both dynamic. New Mexico has Dante Martin, who's one of the shutdown corners, true shutdown in the Mountain West. But who does Zach Morris guard will be a big question. Royals is open, makes the grab. Royals on the near side. He has touchdown number 2. 14th of the year, Jalen Royals puts the crown on for 57 yards.
What a play design here by Coach Anderson. You saw Terrell Vaughn go in motion to the left side, and what they like to do is throw the swing route right there to Terrell Vaughn, get him the ball in space with blockers in front and allow him to make plays. But instead, Levi fakes the swing route to Terrell Vaughn, and boom, Jalen Royals pretends like he's going to block for a count and then leaks up the field down the sideline wide open, able to break a tackle for a touchdown.
It is post-Thanksgiving fireworks as Nimrod's extra point makes it a 14-7 game. And Jalen Royals has gone over the 1,000-yard mark this season. He has pretty much 14 points, 14 touchdowns now on the year. We can't wait to finish off the holiday weekend with an NFL on CBS doubleheader featuring an AFC North rivalry between the Steelers and Bengals. Then it's a showdown in the city of brotherly love. You got Josh Allen and the Bills, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+. Mountain West quarterback starting in the league. Josh Allen will be on CBS. Jordan Love was excellent yesterday for the Packers against the Lions. Of course, Derek Carr, too. Can't forget about him. What a start to this game. It feels almost like an indoor football game. Not quite with the wind, with the indoor field, but big plays each side. 14-7, Utah State leads. Jalen Royals just had his 7th touchdown of 50 or more yards. The most in the nation. How did he do it this time?
Well, great play design here. You're going to see Terrell Vaughn come in motion here. This corner's got his eyes in the backfield. He's going to bite on this swing route. Jalen Royals is going to step up and block for a second and then leak out wide open there down the sideline. Here it is. Boom. There's the fake. Corner steps down, and Royals is able to beat the defender there down the field, get away from a tackle, and get into the end zone.
A guy with 4.29 speed. He ran that at a Utah State camp. Got a scholarship awarded immediately on the spot. Grosky Merritt on first down. It's our first chance to introduce this Utah State defense. And Ike Larson, who's the playmaker.
He really is, and he's not only a playmaker on defense, but on special teams as well. He's got a couple blocks this season on punt and field goal. He's a guy that can attack the football, so if you throw it his way, beware, because he can intercept it and take it back to the house.
2nd down and 6. Hopkins leaps and throws. He finds Andrew Erickson, who stays in bounds. Tiptoes to the 45. Tavisi was there, but that's Andrew Erickson, the team MVP.
You're going to see Dylan Hopkins here roll to his right, find his target there on the sideline, and if you're Utah State, so far in this football game, you haven't tackled very well, and New Mexico's been able to capitalize on those with some big plays.
Yeah, Brian Vincent says that Erickson and the receiving group has been the team's most valuable player. Henry showing off those elusive skills that he highlighted on the last drive where he took a swing pass to the house.
Yeah, just an outside zone concept there. Makes a move in the backfield, is able to get downhill and get some positive yards on first down.
Gains 5. Brian Vincent said of Henry, he is Mr. Personality. He said brings the juice. He's already brought the juice to the first quarter. Halfway done. Henry again has a big crease, has the first down inside the 45. MJ Tafisi, who has 7 straight games of 10 or more tackles, makes another stop.
Yeah, this is where Utah State has really struggled. Look at the offensive line for New Mexico, really just getting a push and pushing the defensive line for Utah State out of the way, creating those big creases for the running backs then to be able to get positive yards and there convert for another first down.
From the 44, Hopkins looks left, tight end out there, but it's low for Trace Bruckler. It incompletes. 2nd down and 10. Let's revisit that touchdown that Andrew Henry had on that swing.
Yeah, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that he makes miss there. 9 as he's running away from a few guys. I mean, this is one of the top plays, I think, in all of college football all season long right there. And they'll need a multitude of those to have a chance to win today.
Screen, leaping catch by Hickson by the sideline and turns it up the field. Brought down shy of the 40-yard line. We'll bring up third down.
And you're going to see right here, blockers in front, but another missed tackle. That time, MJ Tafisi just ran right by the wide receiver, and Ryan Davis then able to get upfield for positive yards.
See the pass yard statistics. So that swing, we say pass, but it was behind the line of scrimmage. So that was all credited as a run for Henry. Sure, as a former running back, Turbo, you like when the swing pass is counted as a run to help your rushing stats in that way.
Absolutely.
Third down, wheel route, dangerous pass. Nearly intercepted. Instead, it's incomplete. What a break by Devin Dye. Bring up fourth down.
I thought Hopkins threw the ball a little too early there. I thought he could have been a little bit more patient in his progression that time. But a nice job by Devin Dye breaking on the football and disrupting the catch there.
So fourth down, and Aaron Rodriguez, more punts per game than anybody active in their career. Rodriguez gets it off. Fair catch called. Waved off, and New Mexico, an excellent job on special teams, downing that inside the 2. Long way to go for Utah State when you return to Albuquerque. Blake Anderson on the left, Danny Gonzalez on the right. These two go back a long ways. Both were on Rocky Long's New Mexico's coaching staff back in the late 1990s. See Danny Gonzalez, Rocky Long there towards the middle. Blake Anderson off to the right. So Danny Gonzalez was a GA on that team, working closely with Blake Anderson, and they developed the relationship there. They both say they worked each other really hard on that staff, and they've kept in touch and become really a brotherly relationship ever since. In fact, after Mountain West Media Days this summer, they together went on a vacation to Mexico, spent time with each other, and they text often, including leading into this week's game. On first down, Booth explodes up the middle, has the first down, and gets past the 20-yard line. So this is rivalry week. So in a way, it's a brotherly rivalry between Blake Anderson and Danny Gonzalez, both saying, hey, it feels a lot better when you beat your brother.
Yeah, Coach Rodriguez got emotional talking about Coach Blake Anderson when we asked him about him in our meetings, and you can tell that that their friendship is tight. Jokingly, Coach Anderson says, listen, if you don't blitz, I won't throw the football. It doesn't look like Coach Anderson has kept up his end of the bargain yet this game.
Early movements, flagged down, perhaps a free play to the outside Vaughn. Now, it's interesting. It's a gain of about 9 on that play. They're spotting that at the 30. I'm assuming you'll decline the penalty and take the 9? Or do you want the down?
You take the penalty.
Yeah.
Or you decline.
Offsides, number 18 defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, second down.
Yeah, decline the penalty, 2nd and 1. Much more feasible there. Although 1st and 5 isn't all that bad either.
Two good options. Levi Williams runs it up the middle. First down, Utah State. Derek Moore, the Lobo on this Lobos defense, knocks him down.
Yeah, I asked Coach Anderson about the skill set of Levi Williams, and, he talked to me about his strong arm, a little bit of a gunslinger, but he said, beware about his feet now. This is a kid that can run the football. He's big, he's strong, and looking to break some big ones today.
He has one-on-one. Royals outside, flag down. It was in a match with Martin. And this might be against the Lobo defensive back.
Oh, I don't know about this one, Chris. I think they're talking about it. They may pick this one up. I thought both guys have an opportunity to go after the football. We'll see what they decide here.
Pass interference, number 8 defense. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I didn't see much there. We'll take a look at it. A little stop and go from Jalen Royals. Maybe it's that left hand that he has there on the shoulder pad is what the referee saw in real time. It didn't look like much, but as you slow it up, you got to get your hands off the receiver.
Vaughn jukes, toppled after a gain of a couple. Bryson Taylor, part of the quarterback group for New Mexico, went on the coverage.
Once again, getting the ball out of Levi Williams' hands quickly, allowing these guys, Terrell Vaughn, Royals, to be able to make guys miss, make plays in space.
Turbo, you were mentioning to me before the game you wouldn't be surprised if Utah State aggressive in their early play calling to let Williams let it loose. So far he's done just that. 2 big touchdown passes. This time hands it off for Booth, and Booth has stood up. 3rd down coming up.
Was intercepted that time, nonetheless forcing a punt for New Mexico.
2 straight stops by Utah State's defense. Cooper Jones is the returner for the Aggies. We'll take this one from just outside the 40-yard line, and not much of a return there.
Well, got a flag there on the field. Looks like we're going to get either a running into the punter or roughing. Utah State brought some pressure that time, trying to block the punt there.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, number 83.
It's going to be automatic first down.
15 yards from previous spot, automatic first down.
Yeah, that personal foul, key language there. That's the automatic first down, and that's a big benefit for Danny Gonzalez. Meanwhile, the penalty problems continue for Utah State.
Yeah, you see Utah State line up all those guys on the line of scrimmage there, wanting to rush the punter and get a block. That time, just a little over-aggressive, and boom. See it right there, a dangerous play, 83 that time coming in and hitting the plant leg of the punter. That's tight end Josh Sturzer. And when you hit the plant leg of the punter, that's what causes the personal foul, 15 yards. If you hit the kick leg, it's just running into the kicker, only a 5-yard penalty. But here we are, another set of downs for New Mexico.
So a painful punt number 211 in his career for Aaron Rodriguez. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt with the powerful legs. Wow, he just keeps on churning. The senior from Montgomery, Alabama.
Well, along with his speed and explosiveness, he's got a lot of power, able to make guys miss, but also break tackles and move the pile. And this is what you don't want if you're Utah State, giving New Mexico extra possessions and extra opportunities then to put drives together on offense.
Try the left side, big crease. Krosky-Merritt spins inside the 45 in plus territory. Xavier Steele finally found him, but Turbo Krosky-Merritt is a standout.
Well, he's starting to find his groove now, and he had a slow start last week against Fresno State, but you know, Coach Rodriguez has been coaching him up about the dirty 3. What is that? Being able to take 2-3 yards at the start of the game as you find your flow, and as the game continues to go along, you'll be able to find those big runs. And so far now, he's starting to find some good lanes.
You can tell he's found his flow, Coach Gonzalez says, when he's like dancing to the music and he's really vibing. You can just see him on the field. Juking in the line of scrimmage, dances outside, almost broke it. Brought down at the 40, and he can't believe he was tackled from behind. He saw nothing but green turf in front. That is the last play of the first quarter.
Timeout on the field.
He is stunned. End of the first. What a fun quarter. Big plays. It's Utah State with the lead. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. The land of enchantment, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Utah State, the early lead. Passing attack, no surprise, even with the 3rd-string quarterback, Levi Williams. And the rushing game of New Mexico has been the standout in the first quarter as we get ready for quarter number 2. That's Dylan Hopkins. Came in 51 yards shy of 2,000. New Mexico hasn't had a 2,000-yard passer since 2009. Oh, a big hit as Anthony Switzer delivers the boom on 2nd down to Andrew Henry. 3rd down for the Lobos.
Utah State that time bringing a run blitz and ready that time for New Mexico's run scheme. A big hit by Switzer at the line of scrimmage, forcing a third down situation.
Devin Dye helped as well. 3rd down and 7. Spread formation. And Bryant Vincent, the offensive coordinator.
Jeremiah Hickson there in motion. Look for Caleb Medford here.
High throw, knocked away, incomplete. DJ Washington is 6'5", so no surprise you throw it up there, but Michael Onyanwu makes the play on defense.
That time again, Dylan Hopkins just been a little bit off in today's football game. DJ Washington, a big target, but still, you want to bring that ball down for a more accurate opportunity to be able to convert.
Now watch for fakes. That's one of the things late in the year here. This is a punt and plus territory. You have Aaron Rodriguez. He'll get this one off. Again, Cooper Jones. Fair catch, 12-yard line. 14-10 to go in the first half. Utah State has the ball and the lead. I think they dressed for the wrong holiday. Halloween was last month. Jalen Royals, no matter what month it is, dominant.
Yeah, we talked about his big playability at the start of the football game, and how Coach Anderson likes to get him the ball down the field, and we've already seen 2 examples of it in today's football game, both for touchdowns, and single-handedly the reason why they're up 14-7.
So 2 touchdowns in the first half, really first quarter for Jalen Royals, now tied for first in the nation in receiving touchdowns. 7 of them this season, so half have been 50 or more yards. Got dangerous speed. Royals at the top of the screen. First drive of the second quarter for Utah State. Williams looking Royals his way, instead will run. Angles outside, first down, long strides, past the 45. Levi Williams. That's what he showed at Wyoming.
Yeah, we talked about his ability to run the football, and Coach Anderson saying that he's got some under-the-radar speed there and displaying it that time on that play. Did a nice job prior to snapping the football, adjusting the pass protection, sending his offensive lineman to the right, which helped open up a crease there.
So he stepped out relatively early in that run on the sideline, so didn't get up around the 40. Instead, they throw the screen to Royals to get some more positive yards, a pickup of about 2.
Yeah, they do this a lot, Chris. Those quick passes to the wide receivers at the line of scrimmage, they're almost like extended run plays. And just getting them the ball in space, see if they can make a guy miss and get upfield for positive yards.
Tight end Lane changes sides. Lobos blitz. Sweep outside, Faison tries to find a cutback angle. He's belted down. About half the Lobos defense involved in the tackle.
You see Faison get the ball to the right side here. Same area where the Lobos there brought pressure, but nice job getting downhill for a third and manageable opportunity.
Bowman, the tight end, is in the slot to the near side.
Yeah, you got Royals and Bond up top here together. Let's see what kind of combination they run up top.
On third, the option is gobbled up. Nothing for the Aggies on third down.
Yeah, this is what we call a read zone, and Levi's going to be reading number 16 there to his right side, and if he crashes, he's supposed to give the ball to the back. I thought he should have gave it to the back that time. You see Coach Anderson talking to him there. He says, hey, I think we had the edge with the running back that time, but he decided to keep it and resulted in a 4th down.
It's interesting on 4th down.
New Mexico, the first time out of the half. Timeout on the field.
Danny Gonzalez must have saw something from the sidelines, and he calls timeout before this 4th down. Now remember, when these teams met last season, a couple of fakes were involved on the Utah State side. 4th down up next. Utah State leads in this one early. Second tomorrow at noon Eastern. More gridiron action. Miami, Ohio against Ball State, followed by Liberty looking to keep their perfect season going, taking on UTEP. Later at 9, Nevada hosts Wyoming. Watch it all here on CBS Sports Network. Undefeated teams, you have Liberty, Conference USA. One of those teams to the right won't be undefeated after this week. Michigan and Ohio State going head-to-head. Fourth down, New Mexico called the timeout before this punt from Utah State. They do punt it with Ryan Marks. Jeremiah Hickson's the returner, doesn't get to him. Instead rolls inside the 20. So Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, the running back for New Mexico, gets the march back on the field. He's just a couple of yards shy of 1,000 on the season. He was last week's Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. And Turbo, you're watching that game, and you were impressed with the moves of the feature back.
Yeah, he's got great cutback ability. I love his jump cut as well in the hole. And you talk about him being Mountain West Player of the Week last week. I think 219 yards against Fresno State, 203 of those coming in the second, third, and fourth quarters of that football game. So a guy who gets stronger as the game goes along.
Spent 4 years at Alabama State this season, by far his best going away. Pass behind the intended receiver, Ryan Davis, is incomplete. So second down coming up.
And it's been an issue all game long for Dylan Hopkins so far. Here it is again. He's got an open target. Rolling out to his right side there, Ryan Davis, and just throws the ball behind him. Now as a receiver, ball hits your hands, you want to catch it, but you certainly would like a more accurate ball in that situation.
Gusts up to 22 miles per hour. Could the wind be playing a factor?
I don't think so, not on a pass like that, Chris. Maybe on a deeper ball, but not something like that. You got to complete that.
Diamond to the top of the screen. They throw it that way. And a couple of moves, but not many yards, and then a flag down as well. So that was Devin Dampier. So they have both quarterbacks on the field that play. Dylan Hopkins throwing to the second quarterback, Devin Dampier, who comes in, typical run packages, threw a big touchdown a week ago against Fresno State.
Personal foul, face mask, number 10, defense. 15 yards to be added to the end of the run, automatic first down.
So Jaden Francois, he's guilty.
Well, nice play, really, by Utah State, but get his hands, and it looked like it was actually number 2 there, MJ Tafisi. Got his left palm that time to the face mask of Devin Dampier, and an automatic first down for New Mexico.
Hickson in motion on first down. Krosky-Merritt needed 2 to get to the 1,000-yard mark. It gets exactly 2. So he is the 21st player in New Mexico program history with 1,000 rushing yards in a year. First since 2016 when Tyrone Owens did.
Yeah, he's had a really great year this season. Leads the team in points. He's responsible for 102 points himself offensively. A really great player.
Krosky-Merritt again, surrounded by 3 Aggies, and a fourth come. Brought down at the 46. That is a loss of 1, so goes from 1,000 to 999. So does he become also the 22nd player to get 1,000 if he goes over it again? No, it doesn't start that way.
No, not at all. I think he'll be just fine here, but a critical third down for New Mexico, as you know, they've been stopped on the last couple drives here. Looks like we're gonna have a timeout for Utah State.
Timeout, Utah State. The first timeout of the half, 30-second timeout.
So Utah State's defense, Joe Cawthon can give last instructions to the defensive coordinator before this 3rd and 8. These teams no longer in contention, of course, to win the Mountain West. But the Mountain West does have still a lot at stake. You have UNLV at the top. They take on San Jose State. in this week's regular season finale. And then it's Air Force against Boise State in Boise to finish out the regular season. So all those teams still in contention to play in the Mountain West Championship game. Boise State leading Air Force 3-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's going to be a heck of a ball game. Boise State obviously riding with a lot of momentum after their big win on the road against Utah State. Certainly trying to take that momentum against this game against Air Force.
Third down, 8 to go. Hopkins to the near side. Acrobatic attempt by Washington, ruled incomplete, but a flag in with Onyanwu, step for step.
Yeah, Onyanwu right there had his hands on the receiver early, and they've been calling it kind of tight there on the bottom of your screen, that sideline, that referee. And you may get another pass interference right here.
Pass interference, number 22, defense. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
So this drive aided by penalties.
Yeah, once again, I didn't see much here from the corner, but we'll take a look at it. Right there, looked like pretty good coverage to me.
Also looked like it could be a catch.
But
It's an incomplete pass. That plays under further review.
Yeah, I'm about to say that possession, when did he establish it?
it's a good question.
And you heard the announcement, the incomplete pass is under further review. So they want to see if Washington held on.
Yeah, I think they threw the flag there, Chris, because Onyanwu had his hands on the receiver early there. And let's see if he caught that football. Bobbles it. He's got his right foot down, but can't really tell whether or not he possesses it. Here it is here. Possession. I think his foot is still on the ground as he reels that ball in. Here it is again. Right foot. Possession. Ooh, that's close.
That's close.
That's close.
See, he holds on to it all the way through, and hey.
But the question is it complete? Like, will the referees rule it complete while his foot is still on the ground? And that's the part that's hard to determine here. Bobbles it, catch. Oh man, that's bang bang right there.
DJ Washington, first-year Lobo, former Iowa Central Community College. I'm going to say that's a catch, Turbo.
I think they're going to leave it incomplete just because I don't think it's clear enough.
Okay, we're going at it.
After review, the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass stands. First down.
There's a reason you're the analyst, and I'm just a guy up here.
Well, either way, it's good for New Mexico, right? They got the pass interference penalty, so you still have a new set of downs as you're driving down the field here.
Going in, Danny Gonzalez mentioned that he would sort of see who has the hot hand between Hopkins and Dampier. So far, throwing the ball, it's been all Hopkins. Throws an out to the far side, incomplete, but a flag in.
And Hopkins, we're going to get a pass interference call here.
Holding, number 10 on defense. 10 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Jaden Francois called for his second penalty, although it was announced on him the first one. He really didn't commit the pass interference. That time did hold Hickson.
You see Francois that time holding, but again, not Dampier, but Dylan Hopkins has an open target there despite the holding call and just misses his target there. Been inaccurate for the better part of this first half.
Play action. Hopkins settles and fires, has Hickson, slides, and scores! Touchdown, New Mexico!
Well, we talked to Coach Rodriguez about Jeremiah Hickson, and the one compliment he gave him, an incredible catch there to adjust to the football that was short, and would have been an easy catch had he led him there to the corner. But talked about his burst off the line of scrimmage, and then after he catches the football, one of their more speedier guys. 5 touchdowns on the season, make that 6, and a touchdown that they desperately needed here in this second quarter.
The previous play is a completed catch for a touchdown. That play's under further review.
So they'll check on this one as well. Hickson got up right out of his seat, trying to make sure you know that he caught the ball as we take another look.
Well, his hands are under the football there, and it's really up to the referees to determine whether or not the tip of the football bounces on the ground as he possesses it, but I think this play is going to stand. Here's a really good look at it. Ooh. It's really hard to tell. Switzer is a little bit in the way of where that ball hits. You can't tell if it hits his arm or if it hits the ground. That looks like he catches the football right there. I think it's going to stand as a touchdown. Again, not enough evidence that clearly shows the ball hitting the turf. So this play is going to stand, in my opinion, and it's going to be a completed catch for a touchdown. But yeah, I think on another note, Dylan Hopkins, I don't know if it's the weather, the wind, but here comes a call here.
After review, the ruling's changed to an incomplete pass.
Wow.
The second down with 29.
Wow. And Hickson is about as stunned as we are upstairs.
Yeah. Well, you saw a little bit of a bounce. That's what I was saying here. Just boom, you see that? That hits the ground. You couldn't tell if it was the ground or his arm, but that little bit of a bounce there, I think, determined the referees to call it incomplete.
And I think you were about to make the point, Turbo, about Hopkins not getting the ball out there to make that easier catch.
He's been inaccurate all game long, Chris. I mean, he's beating 2 defenders to the corner of the end zone. He's wide open. And you see the new quarterback is in the game now, Devin Dampier.
So Dampier, true freshman who's used in a lot of running situations, fakes the screen, has a lot of blockers downfield. He flicks it, and now that could be a penalty because half of the offensive line was in the secondary. Ruckler was the intended receiver. There's Devin Dampier.
There is no penalty on the play. Third down.
Okay, they wipe it off, say no penalty, so it is a 3rd down and long. We'll see Dampier come off. He made his first career start against Boise State a couple of weeks back when Hopkins was dealing with strep throat in that game. Looked strong, 17 for 26, 200 passing yards. So they're excited about the future of Dampier, but right now it's about the present of Dylan Hopkins on 3rd and 10.
Well, you look at the way Utah State's lined up right here defensively. You got some options. If you're New Mexico, the middle of the field is wide open. So is the corner of the end zone again.
From the 29, Hopkins, pressure, hit low, regathers, escapes, looks, launches, knocked away. Erickson was the intended receiver. A late flag comes in. J.D. Drew with the pass breakup.
Well, this is really nice defense here. Hard to play man coverage for this long, but to be able to follow your receiver across the field like that and still be able to get a hand in there, that's a great job by number 18, J.D. Drew.
Freshman out of Tulsa.
Now we may get an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Eligible downfield, number 51 on the offense. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
4th down here, Turbo. What do you look at? You're at the 29. Field goal unit comes on.
Yeah, if you feel confident about your field goal kicker in this situation, take the points. Your defense has been playing pretty good here in the first half.
Well, the reason I asked the question, that wind that meant we're gust up to 22 miles per hour, so it makes any kick a little bit more of an adventure. This one, a 46-yard attempt. Drizwicki, that one does not take the turn. It's no good. 4th miss of the season at 12 attempts for Luke Drizwicki.
Timeout on the field.
Leads to a stop, and the Aggies still in front by 7.
I'm Blake Anderson, head football coach at Utah State Aggies. This Thanksgiving weekend, I am thankful for grace, mercy, and an amazing family and friends.
Hi, I'm Danny Gonzalez, head football coach at the University of New Mexico. On this Thanksgiving weekend, I am thankful for all the family and friends that have come to spend time with us during this holiday season.
Great messages on this day after Thanksgiving by the head coaches in this game. There's Blake Anderson, just saw Danny Gonzalez be amongst the last to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Thankful for our crew spending the holiday away from their family to help bring you this game here on CBS Sports Network. Utah State and New Mexico. Those teams traded touchdowns in the first 3 drives of the game. Utah State got the football first. Opening drive score. New Mexico counter with a touchdown. Utah State right back with a score. Since then, both teams kept off the board. Second down, throw to the outside. Vaughn has the first down from Levi Williams. Dante Martin in coverage.
The defense has now really been playing good for both sides. Coach Gonzalez has to be pleased with how they've been able to hold Utah State's explosive offense pretty much under wraps here in the second quarter.
Levi Williams, third string quarterback, flicks the wrist, down the seam, 10th but caught. Colby Bowman inside the 20. Hammered down by Jamarius Lewis. Big strike by the Aggies.
That's how Levi again, fake toss to the right, a man in his face, and that time really good coverage by number 13, Bryson Taylor, getting a hand on the football, but nice concentration by Bowman to help be able to haul it in for a first down.
Faison carves outside, dances back in, inside the 15. Christian Ellis for New Mexico makes the tackle.
We talked to Coach Gonzalez about this defense, and I think I've called him Rodriguez a couple times on this broadcast, so I apologize about that, but once his defense be able to create more turnovers, they're -8 in that margin. See if they can make some big plays today.
Dig route through the hands of Vaughn. Got a paw on it, but Lewis stuck right with him, and it's third down.
Yeah, Jamarius Lewis started as a true freshman last year. He's got 2 interceptions on the season. Coach Gonzalez mentioned that he's learning a lot, really coming along. That time, a nice break on the football to cause the incomplete.
Faison, the running back, on third down. Once again, Vaughn and Royals on the same side of the formation to the top of the screen. Lobos blitz. Williams slithers past the 10-yard line, has the first down. Levi Williams on the ground. His legs are a weapon.
Another quarterback keeper that time, and you don't see this call much on offense, but potential targeting penalty there. Levi led with the crown of his helmet as he got the first down. Not something you see very often on the offensive side. Nonetheless, a new set of downs.
On first and goal, Faison up the middle, brought down around the 4. Second down and goal coming up. Utah State trying to go up 2 scores. They're a win away from bowl eligibility.
Mexico's got to get set here.
Faison again, knocked down. Can't move the pile. Third down, and then a penalty flag late. And both teams amongst the most penalized teams in college football this season. Filet Alo blowing kisses.
After the play, personal foul, number 69 offense. 15 yards, third down.
Blowing kisses and causing his team 15 yards. You see 69 after the play, just throwing a guy to the ground. You love the fact that a guy wants to finish, but you have to be able to keep it in between the whistles there.
You see Alo looking to the sidelines, almost saying, like, my bad on that one. But it's been a consistent theme, both of these teams. New Mexico, the most penalized team. Utah State not far from it.
So now you're in a 3rd and long situation here. A good situation for New Mexico. Let's see if they can capitalize here on this penalty. Haven't been able to cause any turnovers yet in this football game. Coach Reffitt, defensive coordinator for New Mexico, likes to see his guys come up with a big play here.
And remember, a swirling wind with gusts approaching 25 miles per hour, which means no field goal is a given. On 3rd, screen, Vaughn tunnels towards the middle, blasted at the 15. Alec Marenko, Derek Moore combined, it's 4th down, field goal unit on.
A really nice job by the Lobos that time, capitalizing on the penalty, forcing Utah State into a passing situation. You know they're going to go to either the Royals or Terrell Vaughn in situations like these, and New Mexico that time able to make a play.
Similar spot on the field last year. Utah State ran a fake field goal and scored on it. Nimrod, 32 yards. Look at that wind, just took that ball, but it goes through. And there's a lecture from Blake Anderson to Fule Alo saying, hey, you gotta keep your cool. That penalty cost the team 15 yards and a shot at a touchdown. Instead, it's 3 points. Drosky Merritt bounces back outside. Houdini's his way for the 1st down. He is a magician, Ja'Cory Drosky Merritt.
Boy, he was one tackle away from breaking a huge one. Look at him spin out of that tackle right there.
Defensive player.
Hit the jump cut, but a nice tackle that time by Anyawu nonetheless. 1st down, New Mexico.
That is Anthony Switzer still down for Utah State.
Switzer, a guy who came to Utah State as a DB, then they moved him to linebacker. And we talked to Coach Coughlin about that, and says he feels like he has great potential there at that position. A lot to learn, but he's a guy that can set the edge, very athletic. But it's been a learning experience for him so far.
Yeah, high ceiling, a chance to be special, and if he has a future at the next level, it is at the linebacker, that outside linebacker position. Helped up and brought to the sideline.
Good to see him walk off the field there.
So 2:44, 2nd quarter. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. Here in New Mexico, is there any thought to making sure that this is the last drive of the half?
Not really, no. You know, one of the things that we haven't seen from New Mexico yet offensively is a deep shot down the field. And it'd be nice to see them try to take advantage of this secondary here and try to get something deep.
Dampier marches up the middle, marked down at the 35.
Yeah, so they motion out to that diamond formation, and the first time they did it, they ran the quick screen out to the right. This time, Dampier takes it himself for a nice gain of 1st down.
See a score update elsewhere in the Mountain West. Boise State 10-0 lead over Air Force. So Boise State wins that game. They go to 6-2 in the conference, and right in the picture for potentially playing in the Mountain West Championship game. Dampier, 2nd down, marches through, slithers ahead, gets hammered. He thinks it was late. Gain of 6 on 2nd and 6.
Just nice agility here by Dampier. Realizes there's nothing there to the right side. Kind of spins his way there on the tackle to a 1st down.
So Francois hit.
A close helmet-to-helmet call there. Nonetheless, a 1st down.
From the 29. Dampier pump fake, strong to hold on with one hand. Darts, incomplete.
DJ Washington, again the receiver, to Tafisi in his zone in the middle of the field, knocks it away.
He actually tried to hit DJ Washington earlier in that route. You're gonna see him, boom, little pump fake there, wasn't ready just yet. Waits for him to try to get across the defender there, MJ Tafisi, but that time, Tafisi able to get a hand on the football and force a second down.
Washington has 2 catches in this game, the only player for New Mexico with multiple catches. Blitz on second down. Rollout Dampier, across the body throw. Wyatt McClure to the outside, stretches ahead. Flag down late, but a touchdown for New Mexico.
Well, we got a flag on the play, but this is great patience by Devin Dampier, who after the play action there, waits for his tight end, Wyatt McClure, who's blocking to start the play, and then boom, leaks out into the flat. And right after he leaks there, finds him down the field and almost loses his footing that time, but is able to keep his balance for the touchdown. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, the
here.
player's reacting as if this is going against Utah State, and I think it does involve the action where Washington is still on the ground.
Scores a touchdown. During the play, personal foul, blindside block, number 6 of the defense. That 15-yard penalty be assessed on the kickoff.
So Wyatt McClure, touchdown. That is Washington being assisted back.
Yeah, really nice to see, but Washington walk up to people. Look at the patience, boom. Allows the defender to come to him as if they're gonna get a sack, and then boom, just dips it off there to his tight end, Wyatt McClure, who was a walk.
Big fellas were pretty happy about that one.
Oh yeah.
Faison keeps the legs moving upwards to the 45. Christian Ellis makes the tackle. Here are the first 5 possessions for Utah State. Began with a couple of touchdowns, then back-to-back punts, field goal, though they had a first and goal last drive. They like tempo, so 2-minute drill, that's no problem for them. Deep ball, Pitts, intercepted by Demarius Lewis.
Well, this is a great job again. Avery Burt, number 55, putting pressure on Levi Williams. And Levi Williams then, here it is right here. Here's Avery Burt, boom. Puts a hit on the quarterback, and Levi pretty much puts it up in the air for anybody to catch it. And Demarius Lewis is like, I'll take that. New Mexico with the ball back now. 2 timeouts. 47 seconds left here to go in the first half. You've been able to find some rhythm offensively with Devin Dampier leading the group now at quarterback. I think there's an opportunity here, Chris, with 2 timeouts. Stay aggressive and see if you can get down the field and get 3. Tie this football game up.
Wind picking up a little bit more than it has been throughout the first half. Off the interception by Lewis. Hopkins staying aggressive down the seam, but he overthrew it. He's disappointed. He had an open receiver. He'll bring up second down, so Dampier had Hickson.
Hickson's got to look right there, Chris. He's got to look. He's wide open there on the seam, and Devin Dampier's anticipating him, looking back for the football early, right there in that window. But as Devin Dampier throws the football, Jeremiah Hicks is not even looking back for it yet. A little bit of a miscommunication there by the quarterback wide receiver.
See if they keep the aggressive on a wide snap. Dampier again. Deep down the far side. Overthrew everybody but a flag. Caleb Medford nodding his head.
That's a tough call right there, Chris. I mean, that ball is clearly uncatchable.
Pass interference, number 18, defense. 15 yards from previous spot, automatic first down.
Let's take a look at it. Devin Dampier taking a shot down the field, but there it is right there. It's the right hand on the chest, and although the ball is uncatchable, you got to keep your hands off the receivers as they're running those routes, and it just causes the referees to throw the flag every time.
So Dampier, 2 deep shots. How about a third? No, instead he'll run. Past the 35, jukes outside, and has the first down. Remember, the clock stops enough to reset the chains inside of 2 minutes. Then the clock will start moving again. New Mexico with 2 timeouts. They'll use one of them.
New Mexico, their second timeout to have, 30-second timeout.
So Dampier on the ground.
Yeah, New Mexico running their targets down the field, and that time Dampier, he's like, look, I'm going to go ahead and take it myself, get some positive yards, convert for another first down.
So 28 seconds, 1 timeout, ball at the -42. We mentioned with Coach Gonzalez for Luke Druzwicki, the target mark is around the 35, but again, that's ideal conditions.
Yeah, he's already missed 1 field goal. And I gotta tell you, Chris, I thought in that situation, save your timeouts. The clock is, you got a first down. Inside of 2 minutes in the second and fourth quarters of the game, the clock stops. You have time to kind of reset your offense. I don't know about burning a timeout there, but maybe Coach Gonzalez wanted to put something together offensively here. Let's see what they got in store.
Dampier's the hot hand on a chilly afternoon. Corner route, leaping attempt, but out of bounds. Hickson almost with a highlight reel catch, could not get a foot in.
Another flag here.
Yeah, there is a flag back by the quarterback.
A lot of chippiness going on that offense and defensive line between New Mexico and Utah State.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 66 of the offense, 15-yard penalty, second down. That's 66 first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
Tito Stafford. So that 15-yard penalty is crucial because I believe that will be the end of the aggression from New Mexico. Personal foul penalties piling up. I believe that's 4 combined in the first half.
Well, these teams, a lot to fight for. New Mexico building for their future. They feel like they have a bright future, and Utah State similarly, but also right there in line to be able to become bowl eligible after this game.
Still spread it out. Dampier dropping back, checks down. Erickson stays on his feet to crawl to the 40. Tafisi the first one there, 13 seconds left.
Erickson with a great effort that time to get out of bounds, enabling Gonzalez, Coach Gonzalez there to be able to save that last timeout. And New Mexico believing in themselves offensively that they can at least get in the field goal range here and try to tie this ball game up before halftime.
Good 20, 25 yards still needed to give this a realistic field goal.
Call timeout.
Yeah, timeout, Utah State. They had 2 to burn, so they used 1.
Chance for both teams here to reset.
So timeout for Utah State. Blake Anderson. Found it interesting, Turbo. He mentioned to us in our meeting how he really felt like this was a year 1 for Utah State. He said, well, anytime you're replacing like 40 of your 85 scholarship players in the era of college football that we're in right now, it is like year 1 whenever you turn over half your roster. But this is his 3rd season. Year number 1 was extremely successful. They won the Mountain West that season.
Yeah.
But since then, it's sort of been a rebuilding on the fly, but setting the expectations high because of what he did in year 1.
Yeah, I mean, the NIL and obviously transfer portal becoming a thing here in college football. I didn't feel like they were really prepared for it last year, so sort of a reset for them this season, and that's why he's called it like a year 1.
13 seconds left, 3rd and 13. Dampier can't escape. Takes care of the ball, which is the most important thing, but then a flag down at the end. So again, this first half,
Man, this is gonna be
it's sloppy, extra, and unnecessary at times.
yeah, unsportsmanlike on 51 C.J. James. It's likely the call here.
We don't hear the microphone, but I believe you're
4th
right.
down.
Yeah. So James, another personal foul penalty.
So if you're New Mexico here, 4th down, looks like 3rd down there on the field. Couldn't really hear the mic. But I think you run this football,
So is
run the clock out here, and
timeout call by Utah State. So I believe that was a post-play penalty, so it's 4th down. So if you're New Mexico, you punt it, making sure you punt it out of bounds and don't let Utah State have any chance at a return. The other option would be
could,
to backpedal
yeah,
and just
you could
throw
also
it as high as you can.
Right,
Remember, the
right.
clock doesn't stop until it hits something out of bounds, so you can drop back, throw it as high and far to the sidelines as possible.
I would do that over punting. You punt the ball, you risk a punt block opportunity for Utah State, and they've been good at that all season long. I think perhaps you drop back with your quarterback if you don't want to hand the football off. Let Dampier run around for a couple seconds and launch that football out of bounds, going to halftime there, down 3.
Just saw that note. Utah State keeping it 100, not the way they want, though. 100 yards of penalties. So Dampier throws it deep, not out of bounds until late. Takes a turn as Medford had beaten his defender. That throw was on the money. He could be running all the way to the cherry end zone. First half filled with big plays, points, and personal fouls. Utah State 17, New Mexico 14. After the break, it's Brent Stover and the crew in New York. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by The Home Depot.
Test. 1, 2, 3. Test. 1, 2, 3.
Utah State 17, New Mexico 14 as we get ready to start half number 2. He's Super Bowl champion Robert Turbin. I'm Chris Lewis. That first half full of big plays and penalties.
Yeah, well, it really started with Utah State finding Jalen Royals on a couple big plays there in the first half to be able to get them up to 14 points. But credit New Mexico, they answered the call. The first touchdown, a big touchdown by Andrew Henry, and then Dampier being able to find his target there for another score. And here are a couple highlights displaying that. There's the first one, Jalen Royals at the corner of the end zone there. But then here's the answer. Andrew Henry able to make almost the entire defense miss on this play, scampering away for the first touchdown for New Mexico. But then Utah State answers right back, finding Jalen Royals again down the field on the left side of the sideline for a touchdown. Dampier comes in, finds his tight end, normally in the game for blocking situations, but that time able to catch and run there for a touchdown.
Take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Kubota. Highlighted is the penalty numbers, multiple personal fouls on each team. So that's one of the things that I'm sure both of the coaches in the halftime locker rooms stress to their team. Hey, do you want to win this game or do you want to send a message?
Yeah, I know there's Coach Anderson there. I know he's not happy about some of those penalties. We saw him talking to his guys on the sideline about them. And, on the other side for Coach Gonzalez, I'm sure in the locker room letting his guys know that's something that we got to clean up as well.
So it's interesting there. That ball blew right off the tee as Nimrod was approaching. That wasn't some kind of fake onside kick. So they'll have to hold it. Xavion Steele do the honors of holding it. Second half now underway. And 25-yard line to begin it. So New Mexico got off to a strong start in this game. A swing pass to Andrew Henry. It was counted as a run. Big play on the ground for that opening drive touchdown. After that, offense found some struggles, but that touchdown pass to Wyatt McClure, somewhat late in that first half, allowed New Mexico to pull back within one score.
Well, they started this football game offensively with Dylan Hopkins at the quarterback position and just missed on a couple throws there. So Coach Gonzalez went on to put in Devin Dampier, and he's been playing some good balls here to start the second half.
So Dampier, first down handoff to Krosky Merritt for the 30-yard line. He eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark on the season in the first half, becoming the 21st Lobo in program history, first since 2016 to eclipse 1,000 yards.
Didn't have a huge first half in this game, Krosky Merritt, but one of those guys that continues to get better as the game prolongs. They'll need him to have a big second half to be able to sustain some success offensively and end up coming out on top.
Before 2nd and 5, another penalty for the most penalized team in college football.
Snap, false start, number 65, offense. 5-yard penalty, remain, second down.
Devin Smith.
Devin Smith getting his third start of the season this year.
Turbo, it feels like Cal.
There.
I was gonna say, it feels like Cal McNeil is the third member of our broadcast team. The amount of times we've heard from him in this game. Referee. He's gotten in more comments than you, Turbo.
Yeah, well, it's certainly been a flag-filled game so far. See if these teams can clean it up.
2nd and 10, over the head of McClure, who caught the touchdown. Dampier just missed him. 3rd down coming up.
Really the first miss that we've seen from Dampier in this football game. Nice job by Wyatt McClure, springing himself open there on the seam route there, right outside of the hash marks, but just a little bit too high out of his reach to be able to complete the pass.
Yeah, 3rd down conversions not great for New Mexico. Again, the wind is a factor, not just in the kicking game, a bit in the passing game as well. 3rd and 10. Dampier to the near side, knocked away. Caleb Medford was the receiver on Yanwu, cut in front to knock it away, and it's 4th down.
This time Utah State able to get some pressure on the quarterback. I believe that's number 32 there, Paul Fitzgerald. Young player, he's only played in 11 games in his career, but disrupting the timing that time on that 3rd down opportunity, forcing a 4th down.
So New Mexico doesn't get much going in their opening drive of the second half. Cooper Jones calls fair catch, lets it bounce, takes a favorable roll for the Aggies. So Utah State, they come into this game 5-6, which means they're a win away from bowl eligibility. The 9 fumble recoveries, 3 defensive touchdowns. They're a playmaking defense that they do allow a lot of yards. On the flip side, though, their offense is potent, 2nd in the conference in scoring offense. Now, again, that note at the bottom, bowl eligible if they get the win for the 6th time in 7 years. It'd be 11-13 seasons. After Utah State as a program, 6 bowls in their first 119 years. Levi Williams to the air, down the right side, knocked away. Vaughn was the receiver, and Christian Ellis, one of the safeties for the Lobos, in on coverage.
Yeah, keep in mind for New Mexico, one of their top safeties, Tavion Combs, out of the game this week, but a nice job. Normally, when a wide receiver has to come back to the football, it's an opportunity to force a pass interference, but credit Ellis for staying off of the receiver that time and making a nice play.
Lobos come with pressure, and Williams has the escape valve on the far side before Derek Moore slings him down. 3rd down coming up.
Something that you still have to be aware of now. Levi Williams wants to sling the ball down the field, but can use his feet. And a nice job that time putting Utah State in a 3rd and manageable situation.
The ball's rolled to Williams, picks it up, throws it, Royals drops it. The snap was there before Williams wanted it, still had a receiver, but Royals, his timing was thrown off. He would have had the first down if he held on.
Yeah, that play was pretty much not going to work, it felt like, from the jump. Levi Williams not ready for the snap, then the snap on the ground. It was like he bowled it to him, and then Royals with the drop there for a fourth down.
Looked like backyard Thanksgiving games across the country with that snap. Hickson, fair catch. Both teams sloppy to begin the second half.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to your Walmart. By Kubota. Together we do more. And by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Both teams celebrated Thanksgiving ahead of this Black Friday matchup in Albuquerque, with New Mexico looking to end the regular season on a 2-game winning streak and have, as what Coach Gonzalez says, that positive feeling that makes so much of a difference going into the offseason. Meanwhile, Utah State's Coach Blake Anderson wants an explanation. Al McNeil is our referee. His team is looking to become bowl eligible.
Well, you talk about those photos there. Teams having Thanksgiving dinner last night. We had Thanksgiving dinner as a crew. And what's the dish? What's the number one Thanksgiving dish for you, Chris?
If the stuffing, because you don't have it much throughout the year.
Now that's what I see. I knew we were partners for a reason, Chris. All right, because every time I say stuffing, somebody denies that one for me. Okay,
because
cranberry sauce on the top, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
We had that. They hooked us up well. So, big thanks once again to our crew here with CBS Sports Network, spending the holiday away from family. So they're
During the media timeout, after review, there's 12 men on the field on defense. 5-yard penalty from previous spot will result in a first down.
So that's what the conversation was about with Blake Anderson and the officials. So, 12 men on the punt. So they'll redo that.
Well, he said it was a first down, Chris. And it looks like New Mexico's defense.
Yeah, they're not
still headed out to. Okay. So first down here, Utah State.
Yeah, so they won't redo it. Instead, It's just Utah State gets possession. Meanwhile, the bottom of the screen, you can see the player trying to run off the field, didn't get off in time, and that's the reason for the penalty.
So a big-time mistake there as Coach Gonzalez trying to plead his case. He's saying I should have time to substitute my guys out. And the penalty then, Chris,
will lead to
results in a first down.
So 5 yards. It's not a post-play penalty. It's a penalty that is during the play. And 5-yard penalty results in Utah State first down. So if penalties, we mentioned that being such a big story in the first half, both teams making mistakes. That's a tough one for New Mexico to have penalty there. The most penalized team in college football. Last possession to stay with Utah State and Rasul Faison on the ground. Moves the pile into plus territory. Won't go down easy. Inside the 45. Call it near the 40. Well spotted at the 39. That is the extra effort for Faison.
Heck of a run by Faison. Gets the ball following his blockers to the right. Little jump cut, boom, then gets downhill for a nice gain, first down.
Faison inside the 35. Faison, who had that game a couple weeks ago against Nevada, 180 yards. Penalty problems, and then of course a penalty is late after this play.
180 total penalty yards today between the teams, and that's going to rise.
Play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 56, the offense. 15-yard penalty remain, second down.
That's cold notes. Now, Turbo, have you ever been a part of the game like this where just after every play it seems
you're
getting something?
Oh, yeah. I've been a part of some games like this, and it's frustrating, especially for the coaches who are, trying to call the game, coordinators, trying to put their players in position to be successful. You have to be able to show a certain amount of discipline here. It's a big game for both teams, but you got to be disciplined and execute your side of the football to give your team the best chance to win.
Williams, screen, Royals, belted down. But some of the penalty yards back, not a lot of them. So it's third down. They need to get to just inside the 30-yard line to pick up the first down.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. 3rd and 15. You would have been in a much better position had you not had a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Both sides really have to do a better job keeping their composure. But here it is. It's been Vaughn and Royals all day in these situations. Faison's out wide. Looks like New Mexico wants to bring a little pressure and play man across the board.
Empty set. The right side of Utah State wasn't ready for that snap, so Williams has to do it himself and gets a couple of yards shy of picking up the first down. The top of the screen, the 3 receivers out there weren't even looking inward at the ball at the snap.
Yeah, they were still looking at the sideline trying to get the call there.
4th down, they go for it. Williams stays on his feet, dives ahead, and has the first down.
There's that athleticism that we've been talking about with Levi. Fakes the run.
Williams on the field is the first down.
Almost gets tripped up in the backfield, but is able to keep his balance and dive forward for a first down. I like the call there, going for it on 4th down, especially with the conditions here at this stadium. Putting your field goal kicker, who's already missed a field goal, in a position not to have to kick.
It was 3rd and 15, 2 plays to pick it up. Play action. Williams runs and tosses it away. Out of the pocket, past the line of scrimmage. That's fine for the throwaway. So here's that play 2 plays ago. The 3 receivers, top of the screen, they're looking at the sideline. And they're late to react to the snap.
All 3 guys not paying attention. I guess Levi, quarterback, got the call, but not everybody else did.
Now, do you think that could be part of a play? Like to catch the defense off guard, to be like, hey, the snap's not coming, then all of a sudden Williams is running?
No,
That's
that play was set up for a screen right there. You saw the offensive lineman go downfield. That was just a miscommunication.
Williams fights through, long strides, touchdown Aggies. Levi Williams, 29 yards, his first rushing touchdown this season.
Make no mistake about it, Levi Williams has been preparing for this opportunity and this moment all season long. We've talked about his running ability, and this time it goes for a touchdown, Chris. And how about Levi, the leadership he's displayed all season long? He's been a great teammate. Coach Anderson talked about how he's even played special teams.
Yeah.
Looks like they have special packages for him, and
Well,
see
before
what he's
this,
able to do.
another penalty against New Mexico.
False start, number 75 offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So here's that last play and whether there was possession.
And yeah, that is Dylan Hopkins in the game right there. Whew. That's a close one. Could have been bobbling at that time. But an interesting move here by Coach Gonzalez to put Dylan Hopkins back into the ball game, where a lot of their success has come from Dampier really getting this offense going.
Hopkins is pressured, and he's brought down by a couple of Utah State defenders. Blaine Spires was the first one there, and there also is a flag, of course. A flag on the far side. Spires.
Number 0 on the offense. That penalty's declined. 3rd down.
So it is the 4th sack of the season for Blaine Spires, who was limited in practice leading into this game.
Yeah, well, it's 32 really. Paul Fitzgerald that starts this, disrupts the pocket there, and then Blaine Spires there to clean it up for the sack.
3rd and a mile for New Mexico, and they're going for it deep down the near side with Caleb Medford well over his head, and it's 4th down. They needed a 35-yard line for the 1st down. That ball snapped at the 12. So penalties kill the drive, plus the sack, 4th down.
A little bit of a slow start for New Mexico here in this second half, and kind of teetering on dangerous waters here because we know how explosive Utah State can be offensively. You know, as they look to punt this football away, this is going to be an important series for them on defense. Looks like Utah State's lined up to try to block this thing.
They've blocked a handful of punts with Blake Anderson as the head coach. Go after that. Of course, a penalty flag down with the rush. Ball rolls to around midfield.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a theme today. They're on sale on Black Friday. They're just giving them away.
Here's Coach Gonzalez, curious about what's going on here.
Looking at the Utah State side.
Illegal formation. New Mexico, more than 4 men in the backfield. That penalty's declined. Timeout on the field.
Another penalty. That time it's declined. Utah State with the ball. CBS Sports recognizes Native American Heritage Month, a time to honor the culture, traditions, and achievements of the nation's original citizens. Levi Williams getting the start in this game. His first as an Aggie. He's looked good running the football.
Yeah, he's done a good job using his athleticism there. He's a big kid, 6'5", 230 pounds, and displaying his athleticism today, being able to get downhill, break some tackles, and in here, break away there for his first rushing touchdown of the season.
Begin this drive in plus territory. It gets driven back right away by Gabriel Lopez. A loss of 6 on the sack.
We talked to Coach Gonzalez about big number 99, Gabriel Lopez. Speed and power is what he used to describe him.
Well, speed and power on that run as well by Faison to get the penalty yards back right to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10.
Big 3rd down for New Mexico. Defensively, they really need a spark play. Haven't started this half with much energy. They need something to spark that energy for their team.
3 receivers, top of the screen, 3rd and 10. Another sack. This time, Kyler Drake. So Lopez and Drake, each with sacks. They dap up. It's 4th down.
Exactly what the doctor ordered for New Mexico right here. Kyler Drake, 2.5 sacks on the season, leads the team. And that time, in a critical situation, able to get in the backfield for his 3rd.5 sack of the season.
So 2 sacks in 3 plays. Ryan Marks for an injured Stephen Cottonley, who got hurt in the game against Colorado State. It's been Marks' job ever since. Around the 21-yard line is where the Lobos will begin this one. New Mexico looking to beat Utah State. The Aggies have won 6 in a row in the head-to-head series. Last time Lobos beat Utah State. You got to go back to 2016, which is really the last time New Mexico did a lot of positive things. So it's back in that 2016 season. Last time winning at home the year before. Last time they won 5 games in a year. You saw it right there. That 2016 season. It's been 7 straight years with losing records. Dylan Hopkins hands it off to Corey Krosky Merritt, one of the top running backs in the Mountain West. His jump cut ability leads to a 1st down. So the year by year since 2017. And again, that's what makes this job a difficult one.
for Danny Gonzalez, now in his 4th year, finishing up most wins, again, 4, not many, but the most that this program has had since 2016.
Yeah, they're looking to continue to build on, what's been a relatively positive season for New Mexico. We talked to Coach Gonzalez about, the big win against Fresno State last week, and felt like it was a game-defining win, season-defining win for them. But they have to answer here against Utah State.
Well, at least one play added the game for MJ Tafisi. Devin Dye also banged up.
Yeah, a little friendly fire there as they were trying to tackle Ja'Cory Croskett-Merritt that time.
That game last week that Utah State had against Boise State, not only rough on the scoreboard, allowed 31 points in the second quarter. They got banged up from the injury point of view as well. Giving the ball to Croskett-Merritt. Coach Brian Vincent and Danny Gonzalez, the head coach, Brian Vincent, the offensive coordinator, they both said, hey, sometimes it's not that complicated. Giving Croskett-Merritt the football is a positive thing for our offense.
Yeah, and they've got away from it a little bit in this football game. Credit Utah State for how they've defended the run. But if this offense wants to be able to create big plays, it starts with handing the ball off to Ja'Cory Croskett-Merritt, and they're doing that on this drive.
They do it again, but first, that familiar sight. Right there, the star of the broadcast.
False start, number 51, offense. 5-yard penalty remains, second down.
That is the 10th penalty. 100 yards penalties each side here today.
C.J. James that time, a little antsy, but overall he's had a really good season. He's one of the quiet leaders. Coach Gonzalez described him on this football team, and he's been big for them all year.
Counter play to Henry. Andrew Henry bounces off of a couple and gets the penalty yards back plus a couple more, so 3rd and short. He's a little gimpy heading to the sideline. Henry scored the opening touchdown for New Mexico. 64-yard run.
Timeout for injured defensive player.
Teague Sloan, sophomore from Rockland, California, went to American River Junior College, which is not far from where I live, Chris. A little shaken up on that last play. Good to see him get up and be able to walk off the field. 3rd down situation coming up. I think in this situation here, you've been able to find a little bit of success now running the football with Ja'Cory Croskett-Merritt. What's that?
We just saw a little smile from the head coaches. They actually met over by the near side together, Danny Gonzalez and Blake Anderson. So when they're not talking in person, they're texting. These guys are really good friends.
They are. There they go right there, chopping it up there. Little quick message.
This week, Blake Anderson sent a text, hey, love you, dude. Thankful for our friendship here on Thanksgiving weekend. But again, a penalty flag. The star of the broadcast, one of many, is Cal McNeil.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 66, offense. 5 yards, still remain 3rd down.
Second penalty on Tito Stafford.
So now this changes things. I felt like really in that 3rd and short situation, and you're gonna see here, 66 there, top of your screen, just flinched there. But this turns from a running situation now into a passing situation. The guy that's been a little bit quiet on 3rd down, number 11, Andrew Erickson. Let's see if they can find him here on this play.
Hickson in motion, 3rd and 7. Hopkins darts, there it is, Turbo. You were all over it with Andrew Erickson. 1st down and then some in the plus territory. Ike Larson on the stop. Pickup of 12 on 3rd down.
Big play right here for New Mexico on 3rd down. Nice job, Dylan Hopkins. Good footwork, boom, hit the back step, steps into the throw. Erickson there, able to find a window, make a guy miss, at least try to, but get upfield there and get a 1st down.
So the Albuquerque product, now a senior,
dad played for the Lobos. Makes a play there. First down play action. Hopkins wants it all. Deep to Medford. Double team. And incompletes. And out of all the plays, no flag down with a double team coverage deep down the right side.
Defensive player.
Well, Dylan Hopkins right there. Look at that missed penalty right there. Grabbing onto the jersey. Certainly could have been called, but another friendly fire here as Ike Larson was trying to make a play there on the football and ran into his own teammate. Michael Onyawu will be back after this.
Want some game day music? Just tell Siri, play me something I like.
Michael Onyawu was down on the most recent play. Jot back to the sideline, getting hydrated and keeps that element, looks to get right back at it, but has to be out for this second down play. Onyawu was battling a broken hand earlier in the season, played a couple of games with it in a cast. Showing off that toughness. A lot of players late in the year, they're banged up, still giving it the effort. And the effort visible from Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He's so tough to bring down, especially in the second half. That's a gain of 18.
Oh, he's starting to find his groove now, Chris. You see him shaking his head as he gets up from that tackle, able to find a crease in the middle of that defensive line, dragging a couple of defenders with him. Nice effort.
I imagine Krosky-Merritt will be involved.
Absolutely.
He gets it. Big hole. Krosky-Merritt accelerates. Touchdown, New Mexico. Back within one score.
No doubt about it. This drive started handing the football off to Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and it finished handing the football off to Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And as he goes, this offense goes. And once again, a big play by this kid for a touchdown, his 17th rushing touchdown of the season.
He's eclipsed the 100-yard mark in the game. Turbo, you mentioned his 17th rushing touchdown. Drizwicki's extra point right through. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, he's in that rhythm that Coach Gonzalez talked about. You can tell when he's feeling good. Coasting into the end zone.
How do you pronounce it?
24-21, New Mexico does pull within 3. Thanks to that great offensive line play. Isaiah Silliman was involved in that last block to spring Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt loose. Getting close to Dontrell Moore atop the single-season record list for New Mexico touchdowns. Richard McCorley next on the list, one away. See if he can get that here in the rest of this second half. All right, let's revisit that touchdown. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, number 17.
Yeah, take a look at number 70 here, boom, and number 65, he's gonna get a down block here. He's gonna kick out, which opens up the hole there for Krosky-Merritt to be able to, boom, get right through there and then utilize his acceleration and speed to outrun J.D. Drew to the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
We talk about him climbing up the record books for single season. This is one of the best single seasons that a New Mexico back has ever had. Most total touchdowns, still trailing Moore, but only by 3. First down handoff, Faison, not today. Dimitri Johnson throws him down, the ball out late. They roll down, forward progress stops.
Ball coming out, second down.
There's another look.
Yeah, this defensive line for New Mexico, Dimitri Johnson getting in there. And they're saying not right now. Ball did come out, but it was after the whistle. We've seen that a couple of times now from Devon Booth with ball handling.
Williams examines far side, low catch by Vaughn, and they spot it past the sticks. He does have the first down. Taylor was in coverage for New Mexico.
Yeah, Terrell Vaughn's so fast that you think he's going to run a go route there. He does a great job accelerating like he's going to run past the corner right there, and then boom, stops, comes back to the football for a first down catch.
There's a runner, receiver, sees the ball beyond the line of game. That plays under further review.
So they'll take a look to see if Vaughn did scoop it, the two-time junior college All-American.
Yeah, we had a play earlier in this football game where the ball hit the ground first. That was ruled a catch. Let's see what happens here. And another close one, Chris. He did catch the ball past the line of gain. It looked like to me if it's indeed a catch, but hard to tell whether or not that ball hit the ground first as he was scooping it up there to secure it. Let's take another look. So there it is. Looks like his hands from this angle is underneath the football. Let's check it out here.
Ooh. That point of the ball.
It looks to me he's got, does that hit the ground? Hits the ground right there.
Now, I'm going to be honest.
Or is that his forearm?
Turbo, I'm going to be honest. That catch by Hickson in the first half, when we took a look at the replay, I thought that one was a clean catch, and then they ruled that one was an incompletion, that it did hit the ground.
Right.
This one is about as close.
Ruling is incomplete pass.
There
Ball
it is.
returned to original spot, the 25-yard line, third down.
Here's a good angle here. Just the ricochet.
Yep.
And boom, there's the tip of the ball right there on the ground. You can see it. Almost a great catch by Terrell Vaughn, but ends up incomplete.
And give a lot of credit to the great men and women of our crew here on the day after Thanksgiving, getting the great angles for these officials to take a look at to reverse a couple of big catches in this game.
Helping us look good up here.
Yeah. Takes a lot of work to make me look good, I know that. Third down.
I wake up like this.
Levi. Empty set. Lobo showing blitz. They come. Screen. Vaughn catches this one, but he's surrounded by Cherry. Gabriel Lopez first there, but he had a lot of friends meeting for Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, for Utah State, you got what you want right here. You got everybody blitzing, but Brock Lane, 87, misses the tackle, forces then Terrell Vaughn to have to come more inside than he wants to, and then the pursuit there, able to get there in time to stop Utah State short from getting anywhere on that play.
Great defensive stand for New Mexico to get the football back.
And a great punt.
Ryan Marks. That is his 10th inside the 20 this year. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. It's been a treat to watch him run.
Oh, what's changed for this New Mexico team offensively in the second half? It's been simply handing the ball off to their best player, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and he has answered the call. He's pretty much driving down the field himself there on that last drive, and then boom, right there, getting into the end zone for a touchdown.
So, as a former running back, what is the first thing that you look at when evaluating another back?
Wow, that's a good question, because there's a multitude of things to look at, but, you know, certainly fundamentals, vision, and then his ability to make guys miss.
Had the vision to change the hole. He was looking to go off of one gap, cut it back to the other side. So maybe there's some of the vision you're talking about for a pickup of a couple.
Yeah, when you're evaluating running backs, most guys are going to have that natural athleticism, whether it's speed, whether it's power, but vision, not everybody has at a high level. And then when you're in one-on-one situations, you have to be able to make guys miss in space, and that's something Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt certainly has in his game.
Second down and 8. Give it to Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Stiff arm to bounce off of one. Has the first down. Won't go down. Effort is also on the list
Look at that.
of the Robert Turbin running back profile.
What are the other things that you evaluate in running backs? Can you make a guy miss? Okay. Can you get yards after contact? And there goes Ja'Cory right there, keeping his feet churning as guys are trying to bring him down. Nice run for a first down.
And they do not need to snap it before the end of the third. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is getting into that rhythm. They'll give him the ball one more time to third. Outside, bounces, has the first down. Trying to rip it from him, could not do it. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt put his signature on that third quarter.
Timeout on the field.
End of the third. We got a good one on our hands. One-score game in Albuquerque. College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. Looks to be the family and friends of New Mexico punter Aaron Rodriguez. As you can see, the score by quarter. New Mexico consistent, scoring 7 points every quarter. They're right there, had the football, marching down the field, a chance to take the lead. Our game summary: penalties have been a story indeed. Both teams over 100 yards in penalties, but it's been a good game, competitive when there hasn't been a flag down. Right now, New Mexico looking to take the lead for the first time in this game. Down by 3 to start the fourth quarter. Dylan Hopkins hands it off. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt has been the featured player in this second half. On this drive, he's kept the legs moving, and he sets up a second down and 5.
Huge opportunity for New Mexico on this possession here, and I like the fact that they started the series giving the ball to Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and that's who they should lean on, Chris, throughout the entirety of this football game. Allow this offensive line to impose their will potentially on Utah State.
Over in Albuquerque, better call Krosky-Merritt. Hand off to Krosky-Merritt. Dances outside, spins back in. Has the first down inside the 40. Simeon Harris makes the tackle, but more Krosky-Merritt for the Lobos.
Starts to his right, comes back to his left, gets downhill, and then these guys down the field blocking for him. They're doing an excellent job.
So you can see the rushing yards at Alabama State, those first 4. This was entering today. You can see this is a breakout year against FBS competition. Rollout for Hopkins, chased by Mingau, gets rid of it, and completes to Bruckler, the tight end, Jaden Francois, all over him for a short gain.
Trace Bruckler, who started off as a wide receiver at New Mexico, and they moved him to tight end. He's done an excellent job there. Averages about 40 snaps a game, and that time getting a completion.
Yeah, my jaw nearly dropped when Brian Vincent mentioned that Bruckler. He's torn both of his labrums throughout his career. It's tough. In fact, last year in camp, he lost 20 pounds being sick right before the season started. Andrew Henry has nowhere to go. It's a great job by the Utah State defense. That's near the top of the conference and tackles for a loss. Logan Peely gets one there.
Yeah, this Utah State defense there, staying disciplined into their gaps, not allowing the cutback that time.
Timeout on the field.
We got a guy down this time. After making the play.
Sir Mills.
Yeah.
Timeout on the field.
He's being stretched. New Mexico's drive continues after this.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Papa John's. Try the new garlic epic stuffed crust pizza today. By Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And by Verizon. Get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro on us.
You can tell both of these teams want it. Sir Mills was assisted off, the freshman from Orlando, so he's being examined. New Mexico wants to finish the regular season on a 2-game winning streak, get their 5th win. Hopkins is blitzed and brought down. Hale Motuapuaka, the fire knife champion, and shows off his signature celebration. Fire knife dancer gets the sack.
Huge play that time. Utah State getting into the backfield, collapsing the pocket, and getting the sack on a critical third down situation here in the fourth quarter. You talked about him being a two-time Fire Knife champion and trying to get his team to a championship this season.
So the big sack on third down forces Rodriguez's punt inside the 10-yard line and takes the turn out of bounds. Levi Williams has been able to escape the pocket a few times, but other times he's been hammered by the Lobos defense.
New Mexico's brought some pressure there up the middle against this Utah State offensive line. You've seen it a few times there for a couple sacks, but you mentioned it, Chris. Levi Williams has been able to get away from some of this pressure and utilize his athletic ability. As we take a look at Coach Gonzalez here, whose game plan coming into the game was to blitz and put some pressure on Levi and mix up coverages, and they've done a decent job of it today.
Williams keeps it on the read option and is brought down shy of the 15 by Moore. So Utah State, the last couple of weeks, they've struggled to protect the quarterback. Last week against Boise State, 9 sacks allowed, 13 TFLs given up. This game a little bit better, but still, Lobos have been one of the worst teams in the nation in pass rush. Some of the advanced numbers.
Well, one of the keys to the game for Utah State that I had was being able to protect the quarterback, especially with Levi Williams getting his first start. I've done a better job, but they've got to finish strong.
The senior out of Canyon Lake, Texas, rolls to the far side, has the first down on the ground. So that's the give and take. Hey, he's been hit a couple of times, been pressured, but other times he has escaped.
Yeah, looking for Terrell Vaughn on the right side. You're gonna see him looking to his right, he's not there. So then he rolls out to his left in a really smart play by number 5, Jamarius Lewis, not hitting the quarterback as he's running out of bounds.
Williams started 12 games at Wyoming, was the Idaho Potato Bowl MVP in his last start, 2021. Williams slides shy of the first. It's when you begin the slide, so it's 2 yards before the marker.
Levi Williams right now making some smart decisions and making them quickly. Being able to move the ball now on this drive so far for Utah State.
So what's the balance here? You have Utah State top 5 in the nation in terms of tempo versus, hey, you have a 3-point lead in the fourth quarter with 10 plus left, and maybe you want to utilize some clock. And now it's keeping the pedal to the metal with Rasul Faison, who picks up another fresh set of downs for Utah State.
Well, to answer your question, Chris, with the way New Mexico has been playing offensively over the last couple games, a 3-point lead is not comfortable with 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. You have to continue to be aggressive.
See the fastest teams in the country. And Utah State right on that list. Blake Anderson said he based his offense off of what Baylor was doing back in the Bryles days.
New Mexico here bringing some pressure.
The pressure comes, but Williams pivots away and then starts the run. It gets blasted at the 40-yard line. Alec Marenko, the tough middle linebacker, tracked him all the way down.
We've seen Levi Williams a couple times there roll out to his left, backside, and just in time to push the quarterback out of bounds to avoid the penalty. But if you're New Mexico, you have to keep contained there to the outside.
And for Marenko, it's been a battle early down the stretch. Whatever injury you can have, he has. Limited plays, but makes plays when he's out there. Royal screen, toppled quickly. Third down for Utah State.
Yeah, nice play there, Utah State. New Mexico bringing blitz, so they run the screen, but all day long, New Mexico's pursuit to the football has been excellent, and another example of it on that play.
That's what we're doing up in the booth at times to stay warm. Third down and 6. Williams looks, runs, struts, first down.
Levi comfortable.
And making smart decisions, not forcing the football down the field when he doesn't have open targets, utilizing his athleticism again to be able to get the first down. New Mexico might want to think about committing a guy on the quarterback.
Sweep. Faison accelerates. The patience shown to let his blockers get out there, and then the acceleration to turn it up the field. And it depends where they spot it. Looks to be just a little bit shy of the first.
Yeah, really nice run there by Faison. You mentioned it, utilizing that patience, allowing the blockers then to be able to move guys in front of him.
One-on-one at the bottom of the screen. Flag down at the start of the play. Second down throw to the sideline.
It's going to be offsides here.
It's Vaughn
New Mexico
who makes the catch. So it's offside, so it was a free play if that's the case.
Offsides, number 90, defense. 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
Yeah, Utah State does a good job kind of catching you off guard. They have this up-tempo. You're going to see 90 right there, jump off sides. Try to get back, but not in time before Utah State's able to snap the football.
Utah State with their wide splits, it really sort of puts the coverage really exposed. You can see at the bottom of the screen, Colby Bowman. He's over right near the sideline. Instead, they go to the other side. Royals, it's been quiet in the second half after 2 first-half touchdowns. They were both in the first quarter, in fact. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Run pass option play that time. You saw the right guard, right tackle pull to the left. Could have handed that ball off to Faison, but the corners are playing so far off. Levi's like, shoot, I'll take a quick 5-6 yards, throw it out there to my wide receiver.
This is the 11th play of the drive coming up. Drive that's approaching 5 minutes, which is a long drive for Utah State.
This time he gives it.
And it's Faison. And from the mark on the side, it's going to be short. So 3rd down and 1.
I think this is 4-down territory for Utah State. So they're going to have 2 plays here, I believe, to get a first down. Huge opportunity here for New Mexico.
Faison's been the back here in this second half. Play action, has the tight end, stirs or slips out, but the pass over his head, and Williams is stunned. 4th down.
Great play call here by Coach Anderson. They faked the run. Tight end's able to leak out, but New Mexico able to get into the backfield and disrupt the timing there for Levi Williams, and he just overshoots his target.
So you brought it up, Turbo. Hey, that was 3rd down, but you knew you were going for it on 4th, so you can have an aggressive play call. Now 4th down, shotgun, run, Williams, powerful legs, looks to have it.
Still moving there. This is going to be close now, Chris. I don't know for sure if he got it. Looked like he was hit right there at the line of scrimmage, but the second effort might have got it for him. Let's take a look at it here. Boom.
Field is a first down.
Yep, there it is. First down. I think it's clear in that picture. Moved him back a little bit.
Those extra ROTC workouts paying dividends for Williams. Joining the Navy SEALs when he's done at Utah State. Elusive, Williams slings. Royals, the receiver, just out of his reach.
Man, you got to be frustrated if you're New Mexico. A few times now you had an opportunity for some big sacks, and Levi Williams has been able to make guys miss there in the pocket, elude some of the pressures there, and either run for a first down or right there, throw the ball away, putting yourself in the 2nd down and not lose any yards.
Williams was in the preseason quarterback competition with Hillstead and Lagat. Just the inconsistency passing was what prevented him from getting the gig, but he can always run. And shows it off again. Bunt out of bounds a couple of yards shy of the first. Derek Moore has had a solid game in the secondary. The young player, just a freshman on the tackle.
There's Levi, a little bit shaken up there on the play, but showing his toughness. And in another 3rd down situation, critical again for New Mexico. They were able to get a stop last series here, but Here it is again, 2 plays to get a first down if you're Utah State.
Is it any tempting to have Royals at the top of the screen, clear one-on-one coverage for a guy who already has 14 touchdowns this year? It's 3rd down, and if it's 4-down territory, would you use one of those plays to take a shot? No, instead it's a run. Faison has the first down, outside run, cuts it back in, big shoulder collision, and he's in! Touchdown, Utah State! What a drive of 15 plays!
Heck of a drive by Utah State, heck of a run that time by Razul Faison, getting around the edge and fighting his way into the end zone. They're going to take a look at this to see if he was down short of the goal line.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 16, defense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
And again, just another undisciplined play by New Mexico, losing their composure. Nonetheless, a huge drive and a long drive by Utah State to get themselves into a end zone for a touchdown.
Nimrod, extra point, low snap. Long snappers Garcia, holders Marks, and Nimrod's extra point. What a drive!
Timeout on the field.
15 plays, 90 yards, 6 minutes and 36 seconds. Complicated computer rankings tiebreakers. Play action, Hopkins to work through the air. New Mexico down 2 scores. Over the middle, and a great catch by Jeremiah Hickson.
Oh, they needed that catch. That was huge. Jeremiah Hickson going down and getting that football.
We want to field this catch.
That's another one where
That's
really
another close one, but I thought he
ground.
caught that one, Chris.
3
Nice
wide
job.
set. New Mexico back to the air, going to the big receiver, DJ Washington. He stands at 6'5", but that was too tall for him. So there's that last catch. Let's look. Looks like the hands and arms underneath.
Ball hits his chest first, falls into his forearms there. Nice catch by Jeremiah Hickson.
He had a sliding touchdown catch called back in the first half. Hickson in motion. Hopkins, the quarterback. Long throw to the number on the other side of the field, and Hickson has nowhere up the field to turn to. Francois, the first one there, 3rd down, and it's getting late, under 5 minutes left in the 4th. You have to imagine here, you're going for it all the way in New Mexico the rest of the game here.
Yeah, you're going to prepare for 2 plays here, so I wouldn't be surprised if they hand the football off here to Jacory Krosky-Merritt, knowing that if he doesn't get it, you're going to go for it on 4th down.
You're saying it's still not too late to utilize him on the ground?
Absolutely not.
Instead, it's a pass. Hopkins, corner route right there for Hickson.
Best throw of the night.
He put that one right on the dart.
Best throw of the game for Dylan Hopkins. Look at this. In the pocket. Strong delivery. Accurate. On time. 1st down, New Mexico. Good play right there.
One of a handful of Alabama State transfers, Jeremiah Hickson. Lobos, fresh set of downs. Hopkins unleashes over the head. And incomplete again, Hickson, who has been the most targeted player. It's been a lot of him in Washington, not as much Caleb Medford, who erupted last week for a $122 in a score.
And Caleb Medford, a guy who's really gotten better as the season has gone along, but don't sleep on number 4, because as soon as you do, he'll make a big play on you.
2nd and 10, there's the run. Krosky-Merritt, big seam up the middle, 1st down, then some, and toppled right around the 10. Cervels, who left earlier with an injury, makes the tackle.
Yeah, finding some space there in the middle of the defense again, and if I'm New Mexico, I hurry up, get to the line of scrimmage and give it to him one more time.
157 rushing yards. 1st and goal.
There's Medford.
Tried to fade, and Medford tried to one-hand it. Kind of like Jackson Smith and Jigba yesterday. But through his hands, and there is a flag.
See Medford make a move there at the line of scrimmage, and You see J.D. Drew just holding.
Pass interference, number 18, defense. Ball be placed at the 2-yard line, automatic first down.
Yeah, he's just holding the left shoulder pad. He's got pretty good technique, just got to let him go and play the ball.
So first and goal at the 2-yard line. Hickson in it wide. And Devin Dampier comes in at QB.
It's going to be a read zone here. He keeps it.
A lead with Dampier. Touchdown, New Mexico. So Krosky Merritt led the way, and Devin Dampier scampers into the end zone. So it doesn't take long for New Mexico, less than 2 minutes to strike back.
And what a great answer by New Mexico and this offense. Got the pressure put on you by Utah State in their long drive the previous series to get down there and go up 10 points. And for New Mexico to get the ball back and then put a drive together of their own and answer is a big-time drive for this team.
Drizwicki nails the extra point. 3-point game, 3:24 left. Timeouts left. That's why they didn't even bother trying for the onside kick. Up to their defense. How do they handle this? 1st and 10. Play action on the first play, and he throws it away. A flag down 2. So a lot to examine here.
I think you're going to get a holding call on offense as New Mexico continues to bring pressure with their blitz packages.
How about that decision by Blake Anderson, though, on 1st down? The power to have a play-action pass.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 93, defense.
Wow.
15 yards to the previous spot, automatic first down.
So Utah State gets the benefit anyway.
The penalties continuing to stack up against New Mexico, and
That's
just
Destin Gaynor.
not playing with discipline and technique, and it's really put this team on its heels. Now, if you're New Mexico, you've been bringing a lot of pressure. I'd like to see him maybe sit back a little bit, help them stop the run like they do here.
Well, they did stop it. Sierra Riley all over the run. And New Mexico takes the first of 3 timeouts. So a timeout, first of 3 for New Mexico. To stop the clock. A 3-point game in Albuquerque. Down the stretch, Utah State 3-point lead, 3:11 left. And Utah State has been very familiar with close games. James Madison fell behind early in that game. UConn fell behind early in that game, still rallied. In UConn, they came away with the win. Fresno State was a tough loss. San Diego State, an overtime win. So that's their resume in one-score games. None of those were with Levi Williams. First start is an Aggie, with Hillstead and Laga both injured. 2nd down and 11. Williams can run it himself. He will do it left side. Not much there. Alec Marenko is the one to make the tackle, and it'll be 3rd down. That clock is still moving. New Mexico, who has 2 timeouts left, electing not to use one here.
Going to save it here and see what happens on this 3rd down. It looks like they're going to actually take it. Maybe it was.
So they do take the timeout. So a few seconds go off. A big 3rd down coming up. Will return in 30 seconds here in Albuquerque.
Second timeout to have. Please put.
3rd down, 9 to go. New Mexico is 1 timeout left. Utah State, the ball in the lead. Now, how do you approach this if you're Blake Anderson, the play caller? The big 3rd down.
Well, they've got their wideout spread out. Looks like this is going to be either a run to Faison or a keeper to Levi Williams. They throw it.
They're throwing. Williams guns it. Bowman makes the catch. Flag late.
I think they're going to get an offensive pass interference. Here. They tried to run a pick play, but unable to sell it. Terrell Vaughn unable to sell it, and I think he got caught there on the pick.
Pass interference, number 0, offense. 15 yards from the previous spot, replay, 3rd down.
And Robert Turbin, you saw it, Terrell Vaughn.
Let's take a look at it. So there's Terrell in the slot. He's going to run.
Oh, wow.
You see, he's not really, well, he doesn't really get into the way of the defender like that, but the referees can tell that he's not really running a route. He wants to try to disrupt the timing of the defender trying to break on the football, but you got to run a route. And when you don't run a route, referees are going to call that penalty. It's ticky-tack. It's very subtle, but you got to turn around to the football and act like you're running a route.
24 combined penalties, 270 combined penalty yards. Williams on 3rd and 24. Doesn't get a lot there. Derek Moore on the stop, and it's 4th down. New Mexico takes the timeout. They'll have 2:22.
Timeout.
They try to tie or take the lead.
3rd and final timeout of the half.
We'll keep it here. It's a good game. Why would you want to go anywhere? New Mexico, a chance with the football back.
Well, we talked about it at the start of this football game. Obviously, Utah State wanting to get win number 6, put themselves in a position to become bowl eligible. But how about New Mexico wanting to play spoiler alert in this ball game and get a win of their own and keep Utah State from being able to go to any sort of bowl game dance next week, or in the coming weeks, I should say.
For New Mexico, it is their senior day. They honored a grand total of 4 seniors before the game.
New Mexico will take a full timeout.
So confirming the timeout called.
So is that back-to-back timeouts? Or?
No, they only had one left. That was their full timeout. For those of you tuning in for the Emerald Coast Classic between Alabama and Ohio State, you'll be able to find it streaming free on the CBS Sports app or at cbssports.com/CBSSN as soon as it tips off, and we'll get you out there immediately after the conclusion of this game. 4th down, Brian Marks punts. Jeremiah Hickson is the returner. Lets it bounce. Great punt by Marks. Another one inside the 20.
Great
This
punt.
one's inside the 10. It's a chilly, windy, now early evening in Albuquerque. Ryan Marks gets all the dap. He deserves it. He's had a great game. The 35-yard line is what Danny Gonzalez said is around the area, the target for Luke Drizwicki. But I mentioned the conditions, swirling wind, cold, so a lot of things that you might take for granted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it might be a little more difficult.
I think you start this drive running the football with Krosky Merritt, see what he can get. Clock's going to stop under 2 minutes on a 1st down.
Give it on the ground to Krosky Merritt, who runs parallel and out of bounds. At least it stops the clock. Now, Boise State in the Mountain West has won 27-19, so they're now 6-2 in the conference. What they'll be hoping for is a UNLV win against San Jose State tomorrow. If that's the case, then it'll be Boise State and UNLV in the Mountain West Championship game.
What a finish by Boise State, being able to bounce back from some early struggles, and Air Force not able to finish as strong.
2nd and 11. Hopkins just shy. He's been off target a lot of the game. DJ Washington was the receiver there, and it's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Hopkins there, plenty of time in the pocket. Just hasn't been able to get the ball to his receivers on a consistent basis tonight.
See the numbers for Drizwicki. Coming into the game, that long of 47. The target line, they said the 35. I'm New Mexico. I want to get a little closer than that. 3rd down and 11. Aggies rush 4+1. Roll out to the right. Pump fake from Hopkins. Jumps and throws. It's knocked away. And then a flag. Caleb Medford was the receiver there. J.D. Drew once again in coverage, which yields a flag.
Well, this is a good job by Medford mirroring his quarterback. You see him break out to his left, and they're going to get J.D. Drew for pass interference on that one.
Pass interference, number 18, defense. 15 yards from previous spot on that 1st down.
Not sure I agree with that one, Chris. I'll be honest. There's Dylan Hopkins in the pocket, not being able to find anybody. Rolls out to his right. He's trying to find J.D. Drew there, or excuse me, Caleb Medford there, J.D. Drew in coverage. Maybe it's the slight grab right there before the ball is thrown, but not much there for me.
And they announced 15-yard penalty. That's not the case. That'll be a spot foul. The play wasn't 15 yards down the field. Regardless, Dylan Hopkins has a fresh set of downs to work with. In the pocket, unleashes, finds Washington, but on Yanwu there, guess what? Another penalty flag. It would be the 12th penalty on Utah State compared to 14 for New Mexico.
You gotta let these guys play, Chris.
Timeout on the field for injured defensive player.
That injured player on Yanwu who climbed the ladder in coverage.
Been banged up a couple different times in this football game. Let's see what happens here.
Pass interference, number 22 defense. 15 yards from previous spot, automatic first down.
A lot of jersey there.
Grab the front of the jersey with his left hand that time.
Blake Anderson irate.
He's not happy about this, nor should he be. But the concern here is certainly about Michael Anyanwu and hoping that he's okay.
And he's battled a hand injury throughout the season. Looks like to be grabbing that hand. The Emerald Coast Classic between Alabama and Ohio State underway and now available, streaming free on the CBS Sports app or at cbssports.com/CBSSN. We'll get you out there as soon as this one is done. That could be a matchup we see in the college football playoff, if not this year, then future years. But first, business on hand. Anyanwu walks off. Hopkins for New Mexico, the UAB transfer, spent 5 years with offensive coordinator Brian Vincent.
So you see Xavion Steele now, the bottom of your screen, come in to replace Anyanwu. There he is there. Hasn't been in this position all game. Let's see how he responds.
Great snag by Ryan Davis on a ball that had a lot of heat to it. Xavion Steele, you mentioned, he just came in. They test him right away. First down, New Mexico. Clock stops for a beat under 2 minutes, enough to reset. Then it starts to wind again. New Mexico without any timeouts. 1:20 on the snap. Hopkins floats. Davis over his head. Another penalty flag.
I think Coach Anderson is about to lose his composure here in a second. Wow.
It would be penalty 13. We have eclipsed the 300-yard penalty mark between the
Pass
teams.
interference, number 6 defense. 15-yard penalty, previous spot, first down.
Well, that's Ike Larson, the safety, one of the best players on this team and this defense, and I don't see much. I don't see much there. Chris, little hand fighting. He's looking back to the football. I thought he was playing with good technique on that play right there. Not sure about that pass interference call.
1 yard away from the target line. Hopkins wants more than that. Deep ball, far side. A step in front of Medford, incomplete. No flags.
Surprisingly. Now let's take a look at this, because boom, that could have been a penalty. That could have been a legit penalty right there. Got there just a tad early, not playing the football, and I don't know, if you want to throw a flag, perhaps it should have been on that one, but maybe making up for the other calls earlier in this drive.
It's turned out to be a wacky early evening in Albuquerque.
But what a game this has turned out to be tonight. Both teams battling out, playing hard. You'd love to see it.
2nd and 10. Blitz from Utah State. A dart in and out of the hands of Medford.
Medford taps his chest saying, my bad. Third down coming up. Again, no flags down.
Medford, a rare drop, and has been a little off in today's football game. Didn't get a lot of targets early, and perhaps that kind of got him out of his groove a little bit, but they're going to need him down the stretch.
Now, Turbo, how do you approach this third down and 10 here? You're right on the borderline of field goal range. You definitely need positive yards.
I think you continue to be aggressive if you're New Mexico.
Davis in motion. Yeah, they'll hand it off. Grosky Merritt slips through, has the first down, and more on the outside. Bumped out of bounds shy of the 10-yard line. Ja'Cory Grosky Merritt.
And you want to talk about being aggressive? Well, when you got a running back like Ja'Cory Grosky Merritt, who can take it to the house on any given down, you feel pretty good about giving him the football on a 3rd and 10 situation. And that time, he busts a big one for a big-time first down late in this game.
And gets out of bounds. First down. Hopkins, jump ball, Washington, knocked away.
That's great coverage.
Stealing coverage.
That is great coverage by Xavier Steele that time. Stacks the receiver. See how he's running with the receiver?
Whoa.
He's right on top of him there.
But that hit Washington in the hands.
Washington could have came down with that football, but Xavier Steele did enough to be able to break that pass up.
Grosky Merritt, after that last run, is 3 yards shy of back-to-back 200-yard rushing games. Does he get another carry? Second down, another Utah State blitz. Out batter, leaping catch, Hickson.
They got to get on the ball. They got to get on the ball.
Clock winds, 44 seconds and ticking.
No need to rush here. You are in field goal range, but you shouldn't be playing for the field goal if you're New Mexico. You should be playing to score a touchdown.
Third down, 10 to go, 4 wide sets. Or 5 to go, excuse me. 3rd and 5, flip to the near side. There is another penalty flag.
Incredible.
Washington, the receiver.
I think this is going to be on the offense.
Really?
This is offensive pass interference.
And Steele in coverage on Washington.
Xavier Steele has done a nice job stacking the receiver, and I think Washington pushed him to the ground.
Pass interference, number 0, offense. 15 yards from the previous spot, replay 3rd down.
The 15th New Mexico penalty.
There it is right there.
Penalty troubles. FBS season high combined 338 penalty yards. The previous high was 269. That crazy Colorado versus Colorado State game that went to overtime.
Grosky Merritt should get this ball. No.
3rd down, 20 to go. Down the seam. Ball gets there.
It's in the first. They got to get to the line of scrimmage.
The clock stops. 20 seconds until they reset. It's 1st and goal. They had time to spike it, and Hopkins does just that. Hopkins to Davis to keep the drive going.
Hold on a second, though, Chris, because if it was 4th down, that's a turnover on downs. I don't know if they marked that a 1st down or...
And that was a 3rd down play with the penalty, the pass interference. So that was a 3rd down, and they get the completion on 3rd. Spike it now on 1st. 2nd and goal.
Here it is. You got to throw the football here.
Hopkins, fade ball, incomplete. Caleb Medford wanted a penalty flag there, so it's quickly 3rd down and goal.
Well, let's go back, because you had the offensive pass interference on Washington. If you decline that penalty, it goes to 4th down. But I like accepting it because you move the offense 15 yards back.
Yes.
But
it came back to bite them. You moved them back, but you gave them another chance to pick up the first down.
I like playing the odds there by Coach Anderson. What's the likelihood of them converting that first down like they did? And that was close. They should have reviewed that.
3rd down and goal. Hopkins rolls out, sets his feet, floats it out of the end zone, and incomplete. Again, Washington, the receiver, so it's 4th down, 8 seconds left. Again, your chip shot field goal range.
You got to kick it. I mean, if you're trying to win I kicked the field goal personally. I understand. A lot on the line. For at least Utah State as it pertains to getting to a bowl game, but winning football is kicking it, and that's a good decision here by Coach Gonzalez.
So Drizwicki, short field goal to tie it up, gets it through. Of course, Ike Larson was hunting nearby. He's blocked a few in his day. Tied at 31, 4 seconds left. Looks like overtime coming up. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 31, 4 seconds left. New Mexico, a 12-play drive, 86 yards. Got right on the doorstep, and Drizwicki kicked the field goal to tie it at 31. Great effort by New Mexico on defense. They got the stop against Utah State when the Aggies were trying to run out the clock. Got the football back, long drive. Hopkins led it, assisted by some penalties. There's been 28 combined penalties in this game. And overtime perhaps on the docket. Drizwicki. And the ball off the tee. They'll need a holder.
If you have an opportunity to return this, I'd return it. You got Terrell Vaughn back there, who is obviously a dynamic player. Let him see if he can get loose.
Again, off the tee.
It's likely to be a shorter kick because now somebody has to hold the football off the tee. And if the ball goes into Zero's hands, Terrell Vaughn, I think you let him return it.
We'll see if it gets all the way back there. No, it is a squib kick. One of the up men, Sturzer, runs to the far side. Clock expires. That'll do it. We're going to overtime in Albuquerque. Fittingly, the last regular season game between two teams that have gotten used to ending the season against each other. The Thanksgiving Friday meeting, Utah State, New Mexico.
That's the end
Overtime at University Stadium.
Just over in New York, for those of you tuning in for the Emerald Coast Classic between Alabama and Ohio State, you can find it streaming free on the CBS Sports app or at cbssports.com/CBSSN. And of course, we will get you out there immediately after the conclusion of this game. Guys?
Overtime, University Stadium in Albuquerque, 31-all. New Mexico a field goal with 4 seconds left to tie it up. All right, take a look at the overtime rules. First OT, ball plays 25-yard line. Each team gets a possession, kind of like the top half, bottom half of an inning. Second OT, you have to go for 2 after scoring the touchdown. Third OT and beyond, we go to the 2-point conversion attempt back and forth. These two teams going at it overtime again. Third time that these teams will play extra. Albuquerque in 98. Lobos win that one. 2002 in Logan was a Utah State thriller.
Well, it's interesting, Chris. We talked about the brotherhood between Coach Gonzalez and Coach Anderson, and this is certainly the type of game that sort of, I guess, mimics a brotherly competition.
Yeah. Two coaches that call each other brothers. They vacationed with each other before this season in Mexico.
Yeah, I got on Coach Anderson about that. Where was my invite to Cabo?
Still waiting in the mail. Now, Utah State in overtime had a crazy game against San Diego State. 2 overtimes got the win. New Mexico, they beat UMass in OT back in September.
Well, I've been looking at some of the body language here for both teams.
Jim, we're tied at the end of the regulation game. We're going to go into overtime. I'm going to flip the coin. Utah State, you're the visitor. You may choose heads or tails.
Tails.
You choose tails. All right, going up. My fingers are cold, sorry.
Hey, it's cold, it's windy, your
And
hands
it
are
is
numb.
heads. You've won the toss. You can elect offense, defense, or which end to play in. You'd like to play defense. Which end would you like to play on?
Excuse me?
Which end would you like to play on?
I'm going this way.
You'd like to play on that end?
Going that way, yeah.
Let's go. All right. So that's fine. You'll start on defense. Utah State, first offense session, this end.
And Cal McNeil feeling it a little bit in the hands on the toss.
Yeah.
But of course, you're New Mexico, you want your defense on the field first. Last drive, they got the stop when they needed to, when Utah State was trying to run out the clock. What a way to end the regular season. Utah State needs a win for bowl eligibility. If New Mexico wins, it'd be 5 victories this year, the most since 2016.
Well, both of these teams, if you look at the body language, you look at the sidelines, both excited about this overtime opportunity. At first, it looked like Utah State was very interested in it, but Coach Anderson has galvanized his guys over there, and it's going to be another battle like we saw for the first 4 quarters of this ball game.
Win picks up, start from the 25. Faison, the running back, sweeps outside, and he is hogtied down after a gain of 1. Dimitri Johnson for New Mexico makes the stop.
He's been all over the field tonight, Dimitri Johnson, and we spoke a little bit about him, but he started from week 2 of the spring. He made an immediate impact. Coaches put him out there, and he's had an impact on this defense as the season is prolonged.
Second down, 9 to go. Williams shimmies, flicks, and caught. Faison, first down, stops, and then crawls to the 10. What improbability from Williams on this one.
He's been a magician all night long, making plays from inside the pocket, outside the pocket, and that time, under duress, just flips it out there to Razul Faison, and he's able to find some green grass for a first down.
The former Wyoming Cowboys' first start with Utah State here in 2 years playing for the team in Logan. Handoff to Faison on first and goal. Tries to crawl ahead to about the 7. Hunter Sellers makes the stop.
Now the guys who've been a little bit quiet since really the first half of this football game, Chris, both Jalen Royals and Terrell Vaughn. Terrell Vaughn's got a couple catches on some screen passes, but hasn't been able to take them anywhere just yet. Let's see if Levi can locate him on this drive.
Levi looking right side, has to change his mind, chooses left, has strides and runs in. So he had the angle, gets the touchdown. Levi Williams back into the end zone, his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And there's something about that left side that Levi Williams likes. Whenever he's been under pressure tonight, that's the side that he's leaned on to escape to, and does so again for a touchdown.
Long snappers, Jacob Garcia, holder Ryan Marks, kicker Elliot Nimrod. Put a full 7-point lead through the wind, and good. 38-31, New Mexico will have their chance in the bottom half.
Here he is, fakes it to the back, gets under pressure, and sneaks out to his left, and who's ever playing on the right side of that defense there for New Mexico hasn't really been able to keep contained once Levi decides he wants to run the football, and he's been taking advantage of that side all night long.
So Levi Williams and the Utah State offense has done their part. It's time for the Lobo offense to take the field, and Dylan Hopkins.
Well, there's no secret for New Mexico offensively. Hey, it's all about Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt here. Give him the football, let him lead you to success.
Tight end to the right side. But the handoff goes to the left. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt
Already accelerates to the 20-yard line and bumped out of bounds. Gain of about 7 on first.
Able to break a tackle in the backfield that time. Accelerate for positive yards. Good gain on first down.
They'll call it 6, 2nd and 4.
New Mexico here getting the call from the sideline. Referee adjusting the football there at the line of scrimmage. I'll be honest, it's not because I played running back, Chris, but it's because Jacory is a really good player, and I'd give him the ball here again on 2nd down.
Might give it to him the rest of the way and say, take it in. That's Hickson in motion, 2nd and 4. Krosky Merritt stops and then accelerates, pitter-patters the legs. First down inside the 5. His vision, his elusiveness, complete package at running back.
Starts to the right, presses the line of scrimmage to get the linebackers to sink down, and then cuts back to the left.
Over 200 yards on the ground. He's eaten on the day after Thanksgiving.
That's pretty good, Chris. Give it to him again here. First down.
Devin Dampier comes in, that quarterback. The running threat. With the running back leading the way, Dampier spins and scores! New Mexico touchdown. They're an extra point away from tying it. The question is, do you kick it or do you try to go for 2? I see 2 fingers up.
All night long, New Mexico has answered the call every time Utah State has scored a touchdown.
Timeout.
And a big decision coming up for New Mexico.
So New Mexico calls the timeout. It allows Bryant Vincent, whatever his go-to play is, to end the season on a 2-game winning streak. Most wins in a season since 2016. So Turbo, if you were Coach Vincent,
yeah,
where would you go?
I'm kicking a field goal.
Oh, you're just kicking the extra point.
I'm kicking the extra point. I got to go for 2 in the second overtime anyway. So I'd rather put my team in a position to win the ball game in the second overtime, but I'm not mad.
All right, but that's a given.
Going for 2.
That's a given. They're going for 2. So now
trying to win the game.
If you're New Mexico, where do you go to?
Number 5.
Okay, of course. I wanted to hear it from you.
Number 5, no doubt about it. You're gonna go for 2 here to win the game. Jacory Krosky Merritt, whatever your best run play is. Matter of fact, you go to Jacory and say, what play do you want to run? And you run that play.
Well, Hopkins in, going for 2. Krosky Merritt to Hopkins' right. Whistle first.
They weren't lined up. They had nobody on the left side of the defense.
Utah State.
And Utah State had to call a timeout.
2 coaches who are really good friends, call each other brothers. Danny Gonzalez, Blake Anderson. Throughout the games, they'll be communicating and talking to each other. We saw it earlier on when, after a penalty, those 2 coaches met around midfield and exchanged a laugh. Nothing is a laughing matter for these coaches right now.
All right, here's what I'm doing, Chris. I'm changing my mind here.
Well, they might have changed their mind. I see Rodriguez, who's the holder, entering, and yes, it looks like New Mexico has changed their mind, and Drizwicki is coming on, and they're going to kick the extra point.
It's a good decision. It's a good choice. It's a good choice. Now Utah State, they can block field goals.
Ike Larson had a block earlier this year against UConn to secure a win, but not this time. The extra point is through, and we go to OT2. Utah State, New Mexico, a regular season finale classic.
Geico makes car insurance easy.
Say when.
As easy as loving Parmesan.
Say when. Say when. Say when. When.
Fresh ground pepper?
Oh, yes, please.
With 24/7 emergency roadside service, it's easy to Geico.
Oh, can we get a box?
Of course.
Let it rain, Randy! That's how you make like it never even happened.
Serve Pro.
Trying to get on Santa's nice list? You better think twice, because there's a list that's way better if speed is your vice. It's the naughty list, my friend. Come flex your might. Happy holidays to all with not-so-silent nights.
We're in New York. For those of you tuning in for the Emerald Coast Classic between Alabama and Ohio State, you can find it streaming free on the CBS Sports app or at cbssports.com/CBSSN. Of course, we will get you immediately out there after this game concludes. Guys?
Well, this one has had a whole book. We're entering the next chapter. Start of OT number 2. Now, San Diego State, Utah State, they played an overtime game earlier this season, back on November 4th. First overtime, San Diego State had that touchdown, but Utah State countered. Second OT is when the Aggies got the win. Robert Briggs, who's not playing in this game with an injury, he's the one who scored the game winner. So OT number 2.
All right, so now it switches. Utah State started on offense the first overtime. New Mexico starts on this overtime. And Chris, the game plan remains the same. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt starts on first down with the football no matter what. Tight end comes in, you know they're running it.
Krosky-Merritt right up the gut to the 19. It's predictable. You know it's coming. They know it's coming. Still tough to stop.
Still tough to stop, and it's been tough for a lot of defenses all year long to be able to stop it. That's why, for me, I keep harping on it. It's one of those things where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And right now, he's been their best player tonight, particularly in the second half and even here in overtime. And I'd give it to him again.
224 rushing yards and more. Krosky-Merritt still won't go down. He's about a yard shy of the first. Lane spot. Alabama State transfer.
That right side there. They go left.
They go left, get the first down with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. So well-timed timeout from Danny Gonzalez to give him a chance to get right, and it leads to a first down.
Let him get a breather. That was a smart timeout by Coach Gonzalez. Why force it? He's got the hot hand right now, and I don't see any reason to stop giving him the football.
First and goal. It's been a lot of force feeding Krosky-Merritt, why not? But in this play, Devin Dampier comes in at the quarterback spot. The running threat with Krosky-Merritt out wide. Dampier, he'll run it up the middle, lowers his shoulder, runs with force. Second down and goal.
Play clock there was winding down as New Mexico was trying to get lined up on that last one, but Dampier has been pretty equally just as much of a threat in the run game as well. 2 touchdowns tonight. And here they are again, New Mexico, imposing their will in this run game. Utah State's got to figure out a way to get a stop.
Trying to cap off their most wins in a season since 2016. New Mexico in the top half of this overtime. Dampier shifts off the first hit, keeps on moving. Right at the edge. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown Lobos.
Number 45, Unoka Mingao had him dead to rights there at the line of scrimmage, but Devin Dampier able to break the tackle, and tackling been an issue for Utah State in today's football game. And Dampier able to fight his way over the goal line for a touchdown, and now New Mexico goes for 2.
You have to go for 2, second overtime.
The rule on the field is a touchdown. That play's under further review.
Yeah, I thought that they should review this just to make sure. In real time, it looked like he got over the plane, but his knee could have been short of the goal line here. There's the broken tackle. And he gets up the field.
Review. The runner was down at the half-yard line.
Boom.
Be third down.
So his hip was down before the ball crossed the plane. Right there, right there. And just didn't have it extended in time, but you can see his hip is down, his left glute there, boom, and ball is not over the plane just yet. So here it is. Dampier out of the game now, so the ball has to go to Jacory here.
So this is third down and goal. And off the cross, Merritt, Motuapuaka. He can flex, it's fourth down, and now what do? One of the most productive players on the interior line in Aggie history, playing in his 57th game.
That's a big time play by Motuapuaka right there. And
Drizwicki is coming in.
They certainly needed. And it looks like they're going to take 3 and put the game in the hands of their defense.
Wow, so how big of a call was that to overturn the touchdown? Motuapuaka makes the play defensively. Drizwicki's field goal, extra point range, but field goal goes through. And it's 41-38. New Mexico leads, but it opens the door for Utah State, a touchdown away from winning this in the second overtime. Levi Williams can do it with his legs, do it with his arm. We've seen both here this afternoon.
He's got 2 touchdowns through the air, both to Jalen Royals, and 2 touchdowns on the ground as well. You're going to see him fake to the running back here. He's been able to utilize his legs really effectively. That one was a designed run. This one, he's looking to throw, not able to see anybody, and find some green grass there to his left side. He's had a lot of success on that side of the offensive line tonight.
Williams on first down. It's knocked down. Dimitri Johnson ran right with Williams. Second down.
Yeah, we've said his name quite a bit. They're trying to set up a little screen pass out there to Razul Faison, and Dimitri Johnson does a good job getting his hands up and knocking the football down.
It's turned into a bit of a wintry mix, a wet snow. Here as Utah State is working in the second overtime.
And here comes New Mexico now. They got all those guys lined up at the line of scrimmage. They brought a lot of blitz tonight, but you have to be able to contain.
Second down and 10. Williams up the middle, shimmies ahead, won't go down. Stopped at the 21, so it's third down. Yeah, with the wind and the wintry mix, uncomfortable there on the field. It's a swirling wind, just going in all different directions.
Well, this is a critical situation here, because if you don't get it, do you trust your kicker to get you 3 in this situation with these type of conditions?
Bottom of the second overtime, 3rd and 6.
You see Utah State like to fake the hype there, try to get New Mexico to show what they're doing so they can adjust. Left side.
Williams runs, turns the corner, and Williams, who needed the 15-yard line, he's marked a yard shy. 4th down.
Coach Gonzalez wants a holding penalty right there. Could have got one. Nonetheless, 4th down. I'd kick the field goal right here. If you trust your kicker, I'd kick it, personally.
It's 4th down in less than 1. Wintry conditions with the mix coming down and a wind. It is a decision for Anderson to go with Nimrod.
And this wind has had an impact all night.
33 yards, but before that, timeout Utah State.
Timeout Utah State. 30-second timeout.
So
Well, I think here, go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, that's an interesting move. So it's the offense that calls the timeout, which you rarely see. You're trying to ice your own kicker. Is that to give yourself some more time to reconsider the decision? Again,
Absolutely.
It's 1 yard.
It's 1 yard, and quite frankly, if you're Utah State, you've been able to get 1 yard all game long. I think that Coach Anderson is considering putting the ball in Levi's hands and allowing him then to use his 6'5", 230-pound frame to get a first down.
And we saw it there, the wintry mix, the wind that's blowing in all different directions. So, hey,
this is a good decision.
Bring the offense back on, and that's exactly what Blake Anderson does.
This is a good decision. Your field goal kicker's already missed a field goal tonight.
4th down, 1 to go. Williams hands it, Faison, first down. Gets through the 15 to the 13. So the decision pays off for now for Blake Anderson.
Yeah, I thought this ball was either going to be in Levi Williams' hands or they were going to hand it off to Rasul Faison that time. And they hand it off. He gets downhill. Great vision right there and a good job just getting downhill and converting for a first down.
Another 1st and 10. From the 13, play action. Williams flicks, incomplete. Looking for Brock Lane. Blake Anderson wants a flag. None down.
A really good call by Coach Blake Anderson. He's been running the football effectively all night long, and a nice play action there by Levi, leaving it in the belly of the running back just for a count longer. But credit New Mexico for staying disciplined, keeping their eyes on their man and not in the backfield, and at least being in the area of where the football was being delivered.
That was Aaron Smith in coverage. Utah State thought he was a beat early. Play clock down to 3, 2nd and 10. Drops the snap. Williams runs.
Left side.
Still has space. Cuts it up. Reaches. Hit. Scores! Utah State wins on a play that Williams drops. What a way to end it in Albuquerque, and Utah State is bowl eligible. It went from disaster to elation real quick.
Every time Levi Williams has been under duress tonight, he's gone to the left side of his offensive line, the right side of the New Mexico defense, and there has been nobody to contain him over there, and he's been able to get loose countless times for first downs and now twice for touchdowns, and this one wins the game for him.
The 3rd stringer, Levi Williams, first Utah State start. What a way to end it. Final score, 2 overtimes, 44-41 Utah State. For Robert Turbin, our entire CBS Sports Network crew, I'm Chris Lewis. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Get you out to Florida, Emerald Coast Classic, Alabama, Ohio State next.